Make my revolution.寄せあなて変なぼに少しの寂しさAlrighty. Alrighty. I think we're about ready. Yeah, we're about ready. So, I got a Discord ping just a moment ago. Because Gail is on a YouTuber's live stream.
Let's go ahead and leave the United States government the way it is. I said I can sympathize with
Look at her little outfit. Look at her little Gail fit.
It's not worth going to war over. That's how
It looks. All right, there is more coming in from the information room.
Oh no.
We've got another one. She is evil. This is exceptionally evil. Here we go.
Yeah, my attitude on war
is that
you shouldn't go into it unless it's really necessary. I mean, because in every war, you're going to have some unjust.
It's been revealed that Lizzo is the one who ran over Gail's stepdad all those years ago.
So if you don't have to do it, don't do it.
Stay away at all means.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
Also, oh shit.
Bye, bitch.
I forgot. Are we restreaming this to YouTube?
Rides around in a golf cart.
Oh, I hope we did it right. Let me just double check. Okay, yes, we're good. We are double streaming this to YouTube. Thank God.
I don't know where the men. Oh God, there's more.
Okay, yes. Okay, yes. I have to keep an eye on two chats now. It's a little. It's a little much, but we got it. We're doing it.
I'm surprised that you all couldn't tell him.
This is my agenda for tonight's stream. Our YouTube channel is at 496 subscribers. By the end of tonight, I want to get 4 more. And then we're golden. We start the new year off with 500 subscribers. Easy money. Well, no, we're still not monetized. But easy halfway to easy money. So to that end, I have uploaded the next video in the Gowdy house. Wow, 3 fucking views already. Holy shit. So we uploaded the new Gowdy house video. And we uploaded a new short. Holy shit, 33 videos? I literally uploaded this like 5 minutes ago. Awesome. I'll show you guys my new YouTube short. You can watch it. Cheers, everybody.
You want to reroll that name, pal?
Plurmers.
Hey, you want to reroll that name, pal?
You doing okay, YouTube shorts? You having a tough time playing video that I've uploaded to you? Thank you.
Hey, you want to reroll that name, pal? Oh my God.
This sounds like a slur.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and read the first sentence of the physical characteristics, please. Just go ahead and read that.
I can't do it. Clormers are indistinguishable from Earth humans, although they are taller. Clormers come from the planet Clormer. Located where? Beyond our solar system.
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Their language sounds a bit like French. Their race once lived on Earth, and some of us carry their DNA. Oh my God, they're fucking hot. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
That's a beefy
Look
boy.
at that.
Conscious,
Duff me,
sovereign.
daddy.
Yeah, I'm putting him there. Even if his name is Clormer.
See him.
Mom, I just wanted to let you know, like, yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't ever usurp Zach Knight.
Clormers.
You can't usurp Zach Knight.
There was a Donald Trump rally on November the 4th, okay?
Ooh.
Okay, and she showed up there with her cohort in crime, Hillary Clinton.
Cohort in crime.
She showed up there. She flashed her boobs at Donald Trump, and he became her sex slave. And in front of the whole group, but she thought she was too good to have sex with Donald Trump, so she let Hillary Clinton have the privilege. So Hillary Clinton used a dildo on Trump in front of the whole Trump rally, and everybody fell under her brain control, and they were all cheering Trump on, saying, "Nobody can do it like Trump, yeah!" And Vladimir Putin was there.
I don't remember this arc.
He had a wristwatch where he could hit it and just launch a nuke, and that's what he did. He launched a nuke, and aimed it at the whole Trump rally because he was so upset with what he was seeing.
It's pretty, yeah. Like, come on. That's a lot.
Well, he was the Russian president. He's thinking, he says, Americans crazy. I says, I can't believe. He says, we're going to have this suicidal maniac Hillary Clinton as the next president, and then Trump. And so he launched the nuke, and then Brent saw what happened. He goes, oh, no, Vladimir, everybody leave right now. And the only ones who got out there out in time were like Brent and a couple of other ones. And everybody at Church of Gale was at the Trump rally, and we thought they all died. Okay? Mm-hmm. And we didn't know it, but Angelina resurrected them all and teleported them all to her pink spacecraft at the last minute. But she didn't, but we didn't know it, and our secret got out, and she found out about our Sarakaki. So she made it her goal
Sarah
to kidnap
Avery, okay.
it so she could transform it into her own formidable weapon. But the problem was to get out to it. It was almost impossible because we had our shields up. We were looking out for her, and we were going to make. And I was trying not to let her know about it, and I didn't know that she already knew because she got all our nanotechnology team and everybody that was working on it, and they were prisoners, and she obviously got mind reads on them and figured out about.
She obviously got mind reads on them
from her, and she knew that we didn't know that all those people at the Trump rally survived, and that she knew about the Sarakaki. So she made it her goal to get it. You know what she had to do to get out to Church again? This will tell you how evil she was. This is what she
dedicated to her evil, yeah.
This is what she had to do. She created about 1 million clones of herself because she knew the Gale shield would kill her if she got too close to it. And she let them all die, and she inched her way closer. She used them as a shield to protect her from the Gale shield.
Super cool. Ooh, I love Budokai 3. So, it turns out, okay, so it was the Moscow Murders Investigation update. So this was 1 day ago. Okay, yes, they have arrested this fucking dude. What is his name? Brian Kohlberger. How's it going, Adam? Are you having a good New Year's? Okay. We want them by rating. Because people rate content creators much higher than they rate the fucking news. Okay. We're gonna grab this one. Oh, he was a criminology student. Okay, we got this guy. I like how the word allegedly. Oh my god, she's doing a fucking tarot reading. Holy shit, that's hilarious. Alright, we're probably gonna look at that for bullying. Critical's got a reaction. Okay. We've got a couple of videos. So we streamed about this briefly, I think like a week ago.
The court process and by laws in our state of Idaho. And so we will share, as he shared, Mr. Thompson is absolutely committed to share everything he can share through the court process. We've got to make sure that we don't get in front of that process. And we really deeply appreciate everybody's
Why is only one...
The relationships that were forged here and the partnerships that were forged have led to this.
I keep hearing about Ticket to Rides, but I have not.
Continue to believe.
I have no idea what it is.
The best way we can honor these 4
train
lives
game.
that have been taken.
It's pretty fun. I like it a lot.
A successful outcome here. One of the partnerships that's been forged about this is a partnership with the university.
Oh, there we go. We've got boys in the chat. Welcome to the stream, everyone.
Hello. It's a relatively simple board game, but I find it's pretty endlessly replayable.
You know what else is replayable?
Yeah.
What?
Video games.
These nuts.
Oh.
Got him.
I was also going for a D's nuts situation.
Not all video games are endlessly
I was gonna go for D's
replayable.
nuts, but then I forgot I was going for D's nuts.
Okay, there you go. Now you guys can see what we're watching. We're looking at the Moscow murders from like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, can you give me the deep lore?
I can't really because we don't know yet. It hasn't been revealed. So what happened was, all right. So there's a town called Moscow, Idaho, right? It's a college town. There's like it's like mostly college students and like there's a bunch of frat houses and shit, right? So there's these 6 students sharing a house together. It's a pretty big house, but they're like, you know, it's a frat house. There's 6 people living there and then they're hosting parties all the time. No big deal. Now, one night, 6 of the students are at the house, right? And police get called out to the house because like the door is open in the morning and 4 students were murdered in one night and the other 2 slept through the entire thing.
Okay, that sounds like bullshit.
I don't know, man. Have you seen me sleep? I sleep through fucking everything.
But also, it was like 2 bedrooms were on the top floor, 2 bedrooms were on the floor below, and then 2 bedrooms were in the basement. So they were on different floors. It was the students in the basement and on the first floor that were murdered.
So what is your hot take? What is your guess?
I honestly don't know because until right now, no suspects have been arrested. It doesn't seem like it was like, you know, any kind of satanic ritual shit, you know? It doesn't seem like anything conspiratorial or paranormal, so I didn't really know.
Some normal ass murders.
Just a normal ass quadruple murder. And allegedly, perhaps, maybe one of the girls was being stalked, but that is not confirmed in any way, shape, or form. So
it doesn't necessarily mean that the stalker is the murderer.
Right. So this right here, like these videos are like the first time we're talking about it now that we have a suspect. And it turns out the guy they arrested is a criminology student. So let's learn about him.
It looks like the one dude from The Sopranos.
My name is Brian, and I am inviting you to participate in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. In particular, this study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout your experience. In the event that your most recent offense was not one that led to a conviction, you may still participate. We'll just arrest you. Additional surveys are included after the open-ended section as to best understand your unique traits. This study should take 15 to 20 minutes to fully complete. Your identity and all answers are provided completely confidentially, and the link to the survey is also an anonymous link. This research has been approved by the DeSalle University IRB. Okay, so he ran a study on criminal behavior as part of his student stuff.
What if he just, like, he was studying that, right? And then halfway through he was like, wait, I really like criminal behavior. I want to be the criminal doing the behavior.
So we've got his arrest warrant. There he is. Yeah, he's kind of got serial killer physiognomy.
Last night,
he looks
in conjunction
like,
with the
Christopher Milisanti from The Sopranos.
I've never seen The
Pennsylvania
Sopranos.
State Police,
Oh.
the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Detectives arrested 28-year-old Brian Christopher Kohlberger
28, so he is not a student.
In Albrightsville, Pennsylvania.
Maybe he is, who knows?
On a warrant for murder of Ethan, Zana, Madison, and Kaylee. I want to personally thank these agencies for their assistance in this case. Kohlberger resides in Pullman, Washington, and is a graduate student at Washington State University. We will provide as much information as we can about the extradition to Idaho and the criminal process.
So he doesn't even live in Idaho.
Due to Idaho state law, we are limited in what information we can release today until Kohlberger has his initial appearance in Idaho court. I want to express my appreciation to our local community, the people of Idaho, and those throughout our nation who provided information to help us investigate these murders has been very impressive. We've received over 19,000 tips, and we've conducted over 300 interviews.
I wonder why most serial killers are from the Midwest.
There's nothing to do here. Unless you live in Chicago. Kohlberger posted in a Reddit community.
You say that, but that's ignoring Florida. Lots of shit goes down in Florida.
Honey, the Midwest.
Yeah, the Midwest is way worse than Florida, dude.
He said, why do all of the serial killers come from the Midwest? And you said, well, Florida.
There's serial killers in Florida, too. Not insignificant amount.
They're all from the Midwest.
They do some jacked up shit, too.
He looks like a serial killer, though. Okay, that's his house in Pennsylvania. Okay, lots of cop stock footage. Nice. How did they even know to arrest him? Like, what the hell?
Option.
Okay, this is the arrest video.
Those are some Midwestern apartments.
He lives in Washington.
That's like the Midwest of the West Coast.
What? Okay, so the arrest video is the end of it. But I want to know, like, what the fuck is his... Like, what is his motivation?
I did not expect to be filming this video before 2023, but here we are. It was announced yesterday that a suspect has finally been arrested in a Moscow, Idaho student murder case. And I found out yesterday while I was at work, and it was insanely busy.
Yeah, you know. Sorry, guys. It was just a prank.
Every little moment I had
really
going on my phone,
go,
trying
oh
to
my
Google
God,
to see
why
what
did I
was going
think
on
that'd
and
be
keep us
funny?
updated on what was happening.
You got us.
So happened to work
the
out
general
that I have
public.
A couple hours today before work, so I could sit down and film this video for you all. And let me just tell you that I've been working for like 8 days straight now. It feels like, and I'm pretty delirious at this point. So I'm hoping this video makes sense and that I get it all the details together properly. But give me some grace if I mess something up here because I am exhausted. But I really wanted to get this video up for you all, and I wanted to continue this conversation with you all on this case. So
why are women so obsessed with true crime?
22, just yesterday as I'm filming this video, 28-year-old Brian Kohlberger was arrested in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania by the FBI. This man that I have on the screen right now. This photo gives me chills.
Not allowed to
there
answer
seems to be like
questions.
no life in his eyes. According to CNN, authorities zeroed in.
Why does she have a hickey on her neck? Ma'am?
Why don't you?
Because I don't let my boys give me hickeys.
Sounds like a you problem.
On Brian after tracing that white Hyundai Elantra that everyone's been looking for, that we've all been talking about. They tracked it back to...
No, Adam, you cannot give me a hickey.
I also seen that his DNA was matched through genetics and genetic genealogy for materials that were recovered at 1122 King Road where the murders took place. So not only do we have this white vehicle being connected to him, but a possibly DNA as well. And I am saying this kind of lightly because during the press conference, police didn't really want to release much, which is understandable. They're probably going to be going to court with this. They want to see him be prosecuted, so they can't just let everything out because then it might not be valid in court and stuff like that. But according to another law enforcement source, Brian drove across the country to Pennsylvania to his family's home, and he drove across the country right before Christmas in that white Hyundai Elantra that...
Why does her mouth look so weird? Like what is this line of color here? I'm not the only one seeing this, right?
I'm too busy napping.
Which I brought up.
What?
I'm too busy napping.
Okay.
In the last video, I did on coverage on this case where we talked about this white vehicle everyone's looking for. If the person was innocent that was driving this vehicle, why wouldn't they just come forward and say, I was in town, I was celebrating, I was doing this, that,
you should
whatever.
Go have some cereal.
I have nothing to do with it. Why wouldn't they just come forward? Clearly, if it is the fact that it was Brian driving that vehicle that was seen in all that video, this is what they were looking for, which it seems to be.
Yeah, when you're drunk, you need something greasy.
So Brian ends up driving across the country, going to his parents' house for Christmas, it seems like, and from there, the FBI in Pennsylvania ended up setting up surveillance on him and watching him. They eventually ended up arresting him at his parents' home, and then we get this very spooky photo of him. One thing I did want to mention is that after Brian was arrested, he allegedly asked if anyone else had also been arrested. But during the press conference that law enforcement released last night, they would not confirm that statement. Again, they didn't really confirm much, which leads me to wonder if this is why law enforcement is still asking for more tips and keeping everything open, that they're keeping it also hush-hush because they might think that there are possibly other suspects that need to be arrested as well. Not fact.
Maybe he has a partner.
As of right now, the murder weapon, the knife that they assume, was used to murder the 4 students, hasn't been found. It hasn't been recovered. Law enforcement also didn't want to reveal any other information on the case, including the time frame of when Brian was started to be.
I like the pork shoulder better.
And what his motives may be. But who is Brian
Kohlberger?
Who is this man that they've arrested? I have a question
for you.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Okay, do you think that's one of the people that have a specific race for True Crime Podcast?
What do you mean?
Okay, so there's some white women who only watch true crime podcasts about black people being killed, and then there's some white women that only watch it about white people being killed, and then there's some white women that only watch it with a man being the killer, or a black guy being the killer, and then some white women also watch it with only white guys being the killers.
This sounds like a weird fetish.
It really does. I saw a Twitter poll about it from one of the True Crime podcasts, and people were heavily debating on which race the victims or killers should be.
Oh my god.
And none of them understood how wrong it is to say you want to listen to content about another race being killed.
It's either a fetish or it's racist. Or both.
You can have a racist fetish.
Yes.
They call it race play. And, generally, it's a little bit of a touchy subject for some people.
In fact, it probably... you would be hard-pressed for it to not be racist. Just inherently.
Well, Lemon, what race do you want your killer and victims to be for your True Crime podcast?
Well, pick your killer first.
I want it to be a hog. I want it to be an ultra-conservative white guy.
Okay.
All right, that's the killer.
Now, what race of people are you going to murder in your true crimes?
It doesn't necessarily matter. They just
you have to pick.
It just has to be liberals
who have to pick.
It just has to be liberals who are encroaching upon your freedoms as an American.
No, and so you have to pick the race.
It's a cop out.
Yeah.
And so
you're being a coward.
It will most often be a black person.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. I can't believe you're so racist, Lemon.
Nah, it's not. It's the crimes that have to be racist.
No, we asked you who
has to
you
be a
were going
racist
to be
crime.
killing. I asked you who is going to kill you, and then I asked you who you will be killing in your true crimes, and you said black people.
Oh,
Lemon, you are canceled. This is being live streamed to Twitter. It's over for you.
I thought you said who the crew try or what the crew try. What the true crime should be about.
What the crew crime.
I thought you were saying who the true crime would be about, not that I was involved in it.
No, it's you. You are the true criminal.
No.
Okay, Reborn, your turn.
College age punk.
Who is going to, what race is going to true kill you?
I'm sorry, I'm not a woman. I don't talk about true crime podcasts.
Oh, so true. End of segment.
He murdered these 4 innocent students. Well, what I found out is pretty shocking. Brian was born on November 21st of 1994. There isn't really much about his childhood that we know. I'll talk about a couple things in a moment, but I really want to focus on right now is Brian's schooling, which seems to be quite detailed and quite concerning. In 2018, Brian finished an associate's degree in psychology.
For a solid 5 minutes, and I give an equally cop-out answer, and you're like, based in gamer pilled.
It's because your answer made logical sense. It was, I don't know, I'm not a woman, I don't do true crime. It's like, oh, that's my answer too. Done.
In college. Psychology. He then went on to complete a bachelor's degree at DeSalle University in 2020. And at the time of his arrest, Brian has a PhD in criminology. He's a criminology student. And he was also a teaching assistant at Washington State University's Pullman campus. That means that Brian was living in Washington.
What the fuck was he doing in Idaho?
State, right next to Idaho.
Oh.
And had also attended.
Guys, I'm not good at geography. I thought, I thought these places would be really far away. But no, it's a 15-minute drive.
DC, not Washington State.
No, Washington State.
Oh. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that he murdered in Idaho then.
Yeah. That's like a 15-minute drive, so.
It's a little more than 15 minutes, but the point stands.
Yeah, it's not. That's a reasonable daily commute for him to work in fucking Moscow,
yeah, drive an hour,
Idaho.
kill a person, drive back.
Yeah, no big deal.
Why is it called Moscow, Idaho? That's the dumbest shit.
Oh, actually, no.
I think,
right?
Why the fuck is it not in Russia? Who the fuck is naming a city and says, you know what I want to name it after? Russia.
Moscow.
No, actually, it wouldn't be more than 15 minutes, because it's only 8 miles.
Yeah, if the speed limit's like 60,
Yeah. Is it? That's definitely only like 15 minutes.
That's the mental math I did for like if he gets to take some manner of highway for the vast majority of that commute, it is not that long.
I didn't fully internalize the fact that the image said that it was 8.4 miles.
I did.
At a university.
I'm a good streamer.
I'm proud of you.
From
15 minutes! Let's fucking go! Seamus is always goddamn right. Always goddamn right.
15 minutes. So he studied
15
both
minutes.
psychology and criminology. Much like Austin Sigg in the Jessica Ridgway murder case. I covered that video. I definitely recommend you watch that. But the killer in that case also was a college student going to school for criminology and pathology and all of that stuff, trying to learn
really close together though,
and how to murder someone, basically. Going to school to learn how to murder someone in the most efficient way without getting caught. And that really leads me to wonder if this is the new version of serial killers and murderers we're going to be seeing. Since there are so many classes out there nowadays, so much information on the internet where you could basically learn how to be a better killer and not get caught and get away with it.
There's an entire series called How to Get Away with
Why are there
Murder.
less serial killers nowadays compared to the 70s?
Yeah, but if you do that like textbook, you won't get away with it.
Killers. Maybe they're just better at not
it's too mainstream.
Maybe they're just better at getting away with it.
But like the point stands, like this information has been around for like ages. I don't think it's really going to impact murder rates.
No, it's not going to impact murder rates. It's just this is now the genre of serial killer we're going to see,
Oh, people who are like trying to
People
be
who
all
are like
clever about it.
studying it to try to either A, because they're already naturally obsessed with it, or B, to try to get away with it, you know?
Oh,
Makes sense to
No,
me.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's probably a lot of people, because even like Ted Bundy did that. Like
Yeah.
Ted Bundy went to work for the police force for 5 years specifically so he could learn how to serial kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it
like
him or was it BTK who would literally like sit in a bar with the cops and talk about the case with them?
There's gotta be like,
I want to say that was BTK.
there's gotta be like a
it's
fucky wucky with it, right? Like, there's gotta be like a large amount of like fucking, I don't know, like fucking dumbasses that see this true crime shit and want to imitate it, and then they try, and then they kill one person and get caught because they're retarded.
Right.
well, there's
'Cause
also people on the internet who are mentally ill or like, I just want to kill someone because I hate myself in the world. Ah!
Right, but if you were like that, right, wouldn't it make sense for you to study true crime so that you could get away with it for longer?
Yeah, it's just what I'm saying is it's not like this kind of like information, so to speak, hasn't been around for like ages. It's not like you haven't been able to study up on past criminal cases to try and get
Right,
away
it's just so
with
much
your
more
own
prevalent
criminal
now,
case.
and it's like
It's just
almost
Okay.
legitimately
yes.
treated as a hobby.
It's just as
Okay.
with all things in the internet made it more accessible.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Counterpoint to everything. Social media poison means none of this matters because there have been people that like tried posting their serial killer journey onto Facebook and immediately got caught. It doesn't matter how much of this true crime shit you listen to, how good you think you'll be. At the end of the day, you're gonna go on Twitter like a retard and brag about it, and then that's just gonna be it.
Yeah.
And
No
just
social
go on
media
Twitter and
has to
brag
be
about shit.
serial killer rule number 1.
Yeah.
Social media sites tend to have preventative measures against.
Yo, how much do you want to
too.
bet? Before this bitch continues, because you know she's gonna stretch it out because she's a true crime fan. That's just
Yes.
how it be.
Her video has to be 10 minutes, yes.
Alright. How much do you want to bet she's gonna say fucking talked about it on social media?
Ooh. You know what? I'll bet you a shot that he didn't talk about committing the murder on social media.
Alright,
I
will
bet he
take the
didn't.
shot.
I feel like he didn't. He's like an actual.
Wait. I want to
PhD
clarify what you
professor.
mean. Do you think he talked about this specific case on social media, or do you think he made a social media account saying he did it?
I think he talked about this.
Okay, like on his own personal social media. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what a terrible crime. I sure hope they catch this guy soon.
No, he was just like, oh, well, did somebody commit a murder?
Oh my god.
Homicide? Ooh, well, was it
That's
me?
fairly
Ooh,
believable.
well.
He probably did post something like that.
I mean, you have furries that publicly brag about smoking meth doing exactly that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with he definitely posted, but did not admit that it was him.
It's time to make a Twitter post. I murdered someone, guys. You can totally
unironically do not.
trust me.
No.
I'm on crack.
No, there was this fucking guy who posted, hey guys, what if I just robbed this bank while I was fucking on drugs? And then his next tweet was posting a picture of fucking 5 cops in his kitchen and saying the joke isn't funny anymore, guys.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not gonna tweet that.
All
I
right,
wasn't actually going to tweet it.
Let's see what my dude posted on the internet.
Is not only did Brian attend Washington State University, but so does Xana's sister, Jasmine. Now, this may just be a very strange coincidence. She may have never ran into him, never have met him. They are in 2 completely different fields. I think she's in business. He was in criminology. But could that be a possible link between how Brian ended up maybe knowing the 4 students that were murdered? Because why would he choose them? Why? It's the big question we all wonder. Why would he choose to go into this house on this street and murder these 4 people? Why would he do that? We don't have a motive yet.
Because he's a crazy murderer?
It seems he's studying psychology and criminology, possibly, in my opinion, learning to maybe be better at being a killer, but it doesn't answer why he would choose them. Why didn't he choose someone maybe closer to home or someone completely...
My theory is that he just happened to be by the frat house and noticed that the door was open.
...out of the way. Why only a 15-minute drive away? Could he possibly have some connection to them?
Oh, no, the door wasn't open.
But it leads me to question that.
He noticed that there was a first-floor balcony that he could climb into.
All of this, web sleuths ended up finding a Reddit post
where one of the people at the party got possessed by a demon, and they told him the only way to save everybody is to kill us. No.
Well, technically, Adam, this isn't his own backyard because he lives the next town over. You know.
The backyardigans.
It is pretty easy to catch you that way, but I mean, it's been weeks since the murder. He got away with it for a while.
Brian allegedly posted looking for ex-cons to participate in a
No. We've seen this already. This is him 7 months ago posting that he's doing a study on criminal behavior on Reddit.
We should cover that subreddit.
Oh, which one? Ex-cons?
Yeah, we should be.
There you go.
Make it a true crime podcast.
There's an Arknight spin-off
where he was
miniseries.
studying the minds and feelings of criminals. Again, as I said, possibly learning to be more sophisticated and better. On this post was made on a subreddit on ex-cons. Possibly again, going out on the
cross-posted
internet,
it to
trying
several
to learn the minds of other
subreddits.
criminals so he could see where they slipped up and went wrong so he can learn to not go wrong. Clearly, he didn't do good enough because he was arrested.
Like a massive nerd.
Still makes me
massive
wonder.
Redditor.
Does he have
Massive
other murders that he's gone away with?
He's a PhD in criminology. Yes, of course he's a fucking nerd.
She grew up with Brian, and she knew
but he doesn't have
she
to
claims
be a
in this
Redditor.
video that she knew Brian, and
Also,
when she knew him,
PhD in criminology means you're like a fucking detective, dude. It means you're like fucking...
They don't even make detectives anymore.
Like
there's no fucking hard-boiled, beat detectives anymore, with their own little offices, solving murders and
finding... they're no longer hard-boiled.
No. They still exist. They just...
Bring back hard-boiled detectives.
Well, no, because the biggest issue is police departments no longer work with private eyes, and that's why there's no hard-boiled type things. But you can hire private eyes to, like, spy on your spouse.
Lame.
Do shit like that.
Lame.
You can also ask them to, like, get information for you, like, ask around.
They're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I bet they are. Their career is incredibly niche, and no one hires them anymore.
Hey, don't bully detectives, man. What the fuck?
They're not hard-boiled anymore. I can bully them all I want. What are they gonna do? Nothing.
Spy on you. They're gonna spy on you.
They're gonna peek in my frosted basement windows. Ooh.
They're gonna know exactly when you jack off every day.
Oh no!
Real talk.
And how long it takes you, and how big your dick is.
Do you think this conversation is why this guy was a serial killer? Like his dreams just got made fun of.
Like he wanted to be the hard-boiled detective.
He was
and then he found out that wasn't real anymore.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Non-hard-boiled cops kill people all the time, so...
Well, yeah, but we don't care about cops. We're talking about detectives.
Yeah.
Detectives are cops. Unless you're like
independent detectives, private investigators.
Yes, you can get a license that allows you to stalk people.
Also known as a Seamus.
Also known as a private eye license.
Yeah. But there were a lot of names for fucking PIs back in the, 40s, 50s?
Yeah, they were really common.
What are they?
Because that was before the internet, so if you wanted to know somebody's address...
You had to fucking find them in a phone book or some bullshit.
And if they weren't in the phone book, that you'd have to hire a private eye who has a license to legally follow them home and harass them. And then give that information to you.
Yep. I wonder, can you still become a private investigator?
Yeah.
I'm just like, how to become...
It is still a real job that real people have.
I saw that in PUBG. Old-timey gumshoe isn't a viable job anymore. Well, might as well become a serial killer.
A private investigator, private detective, or inquiry agent is a person who can be hired to do investigative law services by individuals, groups, or non-governmental organizations. In both civil and criminal cases, private investigators are frequently employed by attorneys. Stay tuned, as this video will tell you more about becoming a private investigator.
You still can't get work as a PI.
Before we continue, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button below to get a notification on our next video. A private investigator is someone who has been trained in the art of
like
investigating
that's a really good job, then.
They have
You
assigned
could just bust lawyers' balls, right? You could be
Just
like,
follow lawyers home and harass them.
Well, no, because it's like, you know how lawyer busts people's balls? It's like, oh, well, we won't help you unless you pay, like, fucking triple the rate because it's on Rush or whatever. Like, you're a private eye. They need you just like people need lawyers. So you could just be like, oh, you know what? Actually, triple my pay if you want this evidence, you know?
Right.
Well, then they just
Like
go to a different PI. Like,
But can the...
But how many PIs are there? There's only, like, four of you.
Plus,
in the whole
You're
state.
not thinking about this logistically, right? You're hired by a lawyer as a PI. Most commonly, probably, you're going to be hired to prove medical fraud for insurance claims. So you're going to take pictures of people, you know, stretching their feet out when they told the judge that they have broken legs, right?
Well, that and other insurance fraud, like burned houses and shit.
Yeah, and then let's say, hypothetically speaking, right, for the sake of argument, that, I kind of forgot my point.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, no. Okay, so if the lawyer does fire you and hire somebody else, will that other person get the same opportunity to take a similar picture?
Probably not.
Will that person slip up? Like, as a lawyer, you just can't do that, Lemon. The private eye has power over you, and there is not shit you could do about it.
Yeah. Should become a private eye.
Contract, or another document of permission from the client allowing their investigation. People choose to work as private investigators for a variety of reasons. Some people enjoy the task of gathering knowledge and stitching it together in a way that ties together seemingly unrelated events.
That's a
On the other
very
hand,
polite way
others
of
see a
putting
career in an investigation as a natural
Some people are nosy little bitches.
extension of their military or law enforcement expertise.
This is reminding me of
Others
Detroit
consider
Become
a PI
Human.
job to be a fun way to enhance their income. However,
These
if
are
you're
all
considering
very
a career as a private
charitable
investigator, you could
interpretations of
identify
why
with
someone
one
would
of the
wanna be a
reasons listed
PI.
above. However, your motivation could be quite different. Some of the reasons you should become a private investigator include case variety. Due to the nature of investigative work, you may find yourself working in various settings, including business clients and law enforcement collaboration. Being a private investigator is ideal if you appreciate learning new skills and information. Another reason you should become a private investigator is to control your career. Depending on your preferences, you can choose a broad range of jobs or specialize by working with corporations, attorneys, insurance companies, or private firms. If you own a business, you have complete control over which cases you accept.
This is all cop show B-roll footage.
High school, he was a very heavy heroin addict. On top of that, there was another man who came out and spoke to the media named Nick McLaughlin, who claims that he also knew Brian in high school, and he told the Daily Beast that Brian was, and I quote, down to earth, but then became aggressive and thinner than a rail in his senior year. Nick also said that Brian took up boxing classes, citing he was, and I quote, always wanting to fight someone. He also said that Brian was taking criminal justice courses, thinking he wanted to be a police officer. Now, hearing both of those stories, they seem to line up. Could Brian possibly have started taking heroin in high school, just like this one girl claims? And then we have his friend, or this guy, Nick, that knew him, saying that Brian went from being a little heavier, which this other girl claimed that he was kind of heavier, and then he became skinnier than a rail. He was very thin. He lost a lot of weight. And could this possibly be because he was doing heroin? And we do know that heroin can make people...
He didn't improve his life in any way, shape, or form, or like work out and lose weight and get into fitness. Nah, he just started doing heroin.
People lose weight. It could also make people irritated and aggressive if they're
things heroin does to a motherfucker.
Withdrawing and they're not
turns
able
them
to
into
get
private
drugs
investigators.
So could this heroin use account for the sudden weight change and character change?
Turns
We
them
did
into
also see that
PhD
Brian's sister
students.
is apparently a mental health therapist that works in New Jersey, which I find
That
interesting
too.
considering her brother is now arrested. His aunt also came out and told the New York Post that he, and I quote, worried his family with his bizarre eating habits, essentially saying that he had very strange dietary restrictions for himself, saying, and I quote,
So
it was above and beyond being vegan. His aunt and uncle...
It is Mountain Dew beer.
What? Oh, I've had those.
Yeah, you lucky son of a bitch. They don't sell them in my state. I had to fucking get them while I was vacationing in Ohio last week. I bought 3 cases of it.
Nice.
For the record,
They're not that good.
Wondering.
Huh?
For the record, I wasn't wondering.
Shut up.
I got one of each flavor a while ago. They were okay. They're only 5%, so they're not that crazy.
My family's white elephant yesterday. I got bourbon.
That's exciting.
It's like a vanilla caramel bourbon that one of my cousins helped develop.
Ooh.
But I don't drink alcohol. So
you should send it to me.
No, you should send it
no,
to
they
me.
already drank it.
Damn.
Oh.
My extended family drank both of the bottles of the stuff that were there yesterday.
Had to buy new pots and pans
in addition to lot
that had ever been
and lots of wine.
He seemed very OCD.
Oh yeah, I've got wine. I'm gonna pop open a bottle of cava tonight for our cute little New Year's toast.
A lot of people out there who are vegan.
There's some bottles that we had where you put
from things that have had
a liquor in them, and you shake them up and you let them sit for a few hours, and it turns into like a mixed drink of some kind, I guess.
Interesting.
One of them, the directions said to put vodka in it, and apparently, after letting it sit for a few hours with vodka in it, what it tasted like was not like a mixed drink. It was just slightly sugary vodka. Which was apparently unpleasant.
Yes, that is unpleasant.
Yes.
Let's see.
I wonder if all of the bottle of vodka is also gone. I don't feel like checking.
I modded Pokemon so my mom can beat it.
Pokemon uranium, nuclear types only.
I saw that.
Nuzlocke uranium on stream. That is still a goal of mine.
Is Pokemon Uranium good? I haven't played it.
I haven't played it either.
It's
see, that's
fun.
my thing. I'm too autistic.
I have Infinite Fusion.
You see, here's my thing, right? I'm never gonna replay a ROM hack. I don't give a shit. It's a ROM hack. Never gonna replay it. But I'm told with a lot of these Nuzlocks, they're specifically made so they're better Nuzlocke. Hardcore Nuzlocke.
Right.
So it's like, I play for an hour or two, lose, and then have to reset, and then just put it off for another 6 months.
Fair.
I don't think that's the case for Uranium. I don't think Uranium is... It has Nuzlocke options, as a lot of the ROM hacks do. but I don't think it was built for nuzlocking.
Yeah, I didn't want to do a nuzlocke of Pokemon Infinite Fusion, but Infinite Fusion is cool. It's fun. I like making weird little guys, you know.
Uranium is got a lot of interesting stuff in it. It's unfortunately a lot of
what is the nuclear type's weaknesses and resistances?
I think it's like weak against everything and super effective against everything. The nuclear type thing isn't. The nuclear type was its worst unique idea. I personally think. But a lot of the ideas that it had ended up inadvertently being done by Pokemon Company in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, so it feels very outdated now.
How much do I have to pay to be the guy that wipes these guys down with the paper towels?
I feel like you would get paid.
So my dream job.
You would either get paid and have to have. You would either get paid and have to have training.
Because he'd be jacking off while he's doing it.
I wouldn't be jacking off, Reborn. I would just always have a boner. What do you want from me?
Yes, and there are children.
Goon squad, goon squad, goon squad. There are not. Goon squad, goon squad, goon squad, goon squad, goon squad, goon squad.
I gotta be real with you. I still don't know what the fuck a goon is.
Let me pull up the Urban Dictionary for you there, Reborn.
Yeah, gooning is the whole thing. Yes, Turkish delight. Not these guys. These guys are the guys too ugly to wrestle. There we go.
Gooning may be most simply defined as that state usually achieved after a prolonged edging session, when a man becomes completely hypnotized by the feeling radiating his penis. Since a gooning state can only be achieved after edging, the man's dick will have become mightily aroused at this point, and every caress the male genitals are subjected to will trigger potent elation. As the man keeps edging and thus keeps experiencing intense pleasure, he enters a state of trance, where his mind intimately merges with his cock. The gooning state, where he and his dick become one.
It's basically Ultra Instinct, but for jerking off.
To be even more accurate, when the gooning state is achieved, the man's body becomes, for all intents and purposes, an appendage to his erection. When this state is achieved, the male becomes freed of all social codes of conduct, and his arousal alone dictates his reactions. As a result, a gooned-out man will become very expressive and demonstrative. He may become very vocal, while his body and face might take on undignified expressions and poses, all in response to the intensely exquisite caresses his penis is exposed to.
Okay, thank you, Lemon, that's enough.
Goon, since at this point the man effectively looks like a silly, foolish, or eccentric person.
Okay, so
yes, gooning is real.
Why does it sound like some sissy hypno shit?
Yeah, that's sort of in a similar genre, I suppose. That's like, those are both things that, like, if you're doing them for like 4 hours. You know, you're not getting anything else done with your day.
In any case, gooning is now like an in-joke between me and Dojin Ronin.
Gooning is like you are so degenerate you have nothing better to do with an entire day than just sit there and jerk off.
Okay, but
well, it's not just you can't.
It's not just sit there and jerk off. It's literally sit there, jerk off, and not get off for like a whole day.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing, right?
We're talking like 4 hours minimum.
Okay, so say you're like, you got your own place, you don't have a family, you're just by yourself, you work 6 days out of the week.
Yeah.
On your 7 year off day, you're just like, I'm gonna
goon. You just goon?
That's respectable.
No, it is not.
Not respectable.
Listen, because it's like, okay,
are you speaking from personal experience here, Reborn?
No, because I for one advocate for doing autistic shit, and this is autistic shit. Okay, because it's like, listen, if you work hard, bust your ass, pay all your bills, save some money, like be a responsible adult.
Why not just have sex with a real person?
Well, because some guys are incels. Okay.
No.
You can't give them shit. It's just be like that.
Like, there's a difference, right? Like, if you want to edge a little bit, more power to you. Go ahead. But if you're gonna sit there for like 4, 5, 6 hours and goon, bro, you need help.
Yeah.
Okay, what about gooning with a woman? Like, you're gooning her, she's gooning you. You're being goon friends.
I don't
I'm not
think...
gonna lie, when you first said that, I misheard you and thought you said gooning with a lemon, and I was like, excuse me?
I don't think you can goon with another person.
Why not?
Because then that's just edging.
No, it's gooning with extra steps.
No. Gooning is specifically solo. If you're doing it with someone else, you're having sex.
Well, no, because isn't the whole thing like you're entering a trance?
If you're having sex with someone for like 4 or 5 hours, you're just having really long, really good sex. That's not gooning.
Okay. What if it is, though?
What?
You can't just make it that because you want it to be.
What if it isn't? What it is?
What if it is, though? Oh, man.
Gooning is not having sex. Gooning is something you do because you haven't had sex in months.
Come on.
Probably longer.
The fucking definition.
Probably longer.
It doesn't even mention any of that. It's just like, hey,
it does say it's specifically solo, though.
Maybe because everyone that goons hasn't had sex yet.
Probably. Otherwise, they would know that sex is way better.
But what if, like... Okay. What if, like, they're one of those people that like masturbation more than sex, and they're sitting next to their wife, and their wife and him are both gooning themselves, but together next to each other. You know what I mean? Like a couple's goon.
Given that that's a situation I don't think has ever happened in human history, I don't think the situation bears caring about.
Come on, bro. Come on.
No, it's just not real.
Come on, you're not real.
I'm definitely real. I actually, yeah, no, I'm pretty real actually. My entire upload schedule to YouTube and streaming schedule was disrupted this past like month and a half because I was having too much sex. So
okay.
I'm pretty real.
Okay, but have you ever thought about gooning with those guys?
No.
Why?
Because I prefer to just have sex with them.
But like, no, like instead of like you goon them, they goon you. Or you goon and edge yourself through their butthole. Because like,
that's just sex, Reborn.
Okay. So what if you do? What if you do use the woman like a fucking sex toy? Like she's just an object to you. So you're like mind frame wise, right? Because obviously it's just sex, but mind frame wise, some guys get off thinking of fucking free use fantasies, whatever.
That's still just sex.
Yeah, but in their mind, it's masturbation.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, I zoned out from your conversation for the past like 5 minutes, but I feel like this entire
Reborn
thing
is arguing that one can goon
silly.
using another person.
It's not how it works. Shut the fuck up, Reborn.
Okay,
It's not how it works.
I just brought up a good point. What about free use fetishes? Where they
That's just sex.
Yeah, but they imagine that they're fucking a fleshlight and not a real woman, and the real woman is just like...
No, they know they're fucking a real woman.
Shut the fuck up, Reborn. You're
they just
wrong
do
and
it.
No one cares.
They
Let's
just do
on.
it for
Listen,
the.
No, I am a true scientist. I am pushing the boundaries of what we know and what we don't know, Lemon.
But you're not, though.
But I am.
Anyway, back to the oiled up Turkish men. I want him. I would date him. I would marry him.
This is an extremely gay broadcast.
Listen. I would marry him. He has to wear those pants and be oiled up at the wedding, though. Those are my conditions.
Do you currently have a boyfriend?
No. Currently, I have a harem.
There you go, Lemon. Now's your chance.
I'm not interested.
Harem's full, buddy.
I asked because I remember there was the guy that was like staying with you or whatever for a while.
My ex-fiance?
No, not that guy.
My roommate?
He just like straight up lives with you.
He's just a straight dude that I rent to. And a good friend. But not that kind of friend.
And then no benefits.
No benefits. Yeah, fuck him
Aside
up!
from having a place to sleep, I guess.
Damn. That was a pretty crazy exchange, actually.
Oh man, I've played Cyberpunk for over 12 hours now.
Wow.
This game's good. You
It
know,
is a good game. It just was really fucked up on release.
Just like me.
Okay. Unlike Josh, who I did try to fuck, correct, yes.
Honestly, I might have been thinking of Josh, but I don't remember.
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
it
I
doesn't
would say
matter.
he's been on stream with me, but they've both been on stream with me at this point, so...
Yeah, it doesn't
Who's that
matter
guy?
in
Is that
any
gay?
case.
Listen,
mom has
all I'm
played a-
saying is I'm judging you because, wait, which one did you say? Drake and Josh?
Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Exactly one video game in her entire life, and that was Mario Kart Wii for the Wii.
I know nothing, which
Yo,
is so
I kinda wanna
sad
play
because
Mario Kart.
I've raised 3 boys. I should know something about Pokemon. You all have played it. But I'm really excited to play because I've never literally played a game before.
We're gonna have my mom start right here at the Pokemon Center. Okay. Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck.
Which Pokemon do I get to be? Wait, why is that funny?
You're not a Pokemon. To start, just press A, and that's how you talk to people. Try using the...
Cross thingy to move.
I was gonna call it a D-pad, but I don't think she knows what a D-pad is.
You did
Wait.
this? Wait, what?
I probably should.
Oh, this is cute.
Click A to get
He
to the
could
dialogue, and then
have
you
said directional
This is
buttons.
so cute. You made it.
That
yeah,
would have worked
I literally have
too.
5 days to make this.
Maybe.
And I've never touched ROM hacking.
But
in my
to be
entire
fair,
life.
cross
So,
thingy is
here we
very
go. The first thing I want to add
obvious.
is like arrows going along the path. That way, she knows where to go. Oh boy. Change palette. Sorry, my brain hurts. These are all like the different tiles we can use to edit the map, right? Damn it. It needs more, I need more precision. Oh, that's kind of an arrow. Okay, I got it. Just stay on the path. Just,
Don't stray.
yeah, don't stray.
Why?
Good.
What'll happen if I stray? I'm a strayer.
Just no need. Now, obviously, she needs a team, so I think I'm gonna randomize it. Oh, you got that's the one on my arm.
I got
Oh my god.
That's so fun.
What are the odds? So the Viridian gym puzzle is fuck that, dude.
How do I head up?
Okay, so yeah, just land on one of those pads.
Over here?
Yeah, just
Those
go
green
go
things?
right. It'll just bring you straight up.
Oh.
The next thing we have to explain is the whole battle system. Like navigating with simple arrows, like that's one thing, right? Like that's one thing. But trying to somehow...
The thing is with this though is
we have a lot to...
it's not even necessarily
explaining to do.
modding it
Type
so your
charges.
mom can beat it, and more so modding it so you can complete it in an extremely short amount of time without really understanding, without needing to think at all.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty straight. It's pretty straightforward. From just to basically interpret the game and what already exists in it. Maybe sometimes there's a little bit of figuring out of where to go.
Yeah.
But it's otherwise fairly straightforward.
Generally,
and this is more
if you read
no,
dialogue,
do this
you'll
now.
be fine.
Just a fucking mess. I guess, potions.
Generally,
potions. I didn't even think about this, but we gotta explain stab. Do you know what stab means? Like S-T-A-B?
No.
From playing the games for so long,
She doesn't need to know about stab.
So it's hard for me
No,
to put
you
myself
don't
in the
need to know
perspective
about
of
the
someone who
details
doesn't
of the
know this type of
mechanics.
stuff and to like predict
How do you think kids
what
beat
they're gonna have
Pokemon games?
questions.
They
Right,
didn't
just
know any
give
of
her
this shit.
Pokemon that only have attacks and you're good. Pokemon for moms.
Pokemon for moms. A simple introductory course just to get you acquainted with the basics of battle. Very simple. Just stick with me and we'll get through this together. A Pokemon faints when its HP. These health bars right here, this green health bar, is empty. Once a Pokemon faints, the only way to use it again within the same battle is to
paying attention?
Yeah, kinda.
Pokemon types. Now,
Oh,
this is where
boy.
things kind of get complicated, but I'll try to simple it, dumb it down as best I possibly can. This is an introductory course, so we're not going to get too complicated. But a Pokemon's type determines how much damage they deal and how much they take, and we will get into that momentarily.
Oh, well, okay. I see
Momentarily
what he
is
means by
now.
that.
Momentarily
I know-
is now.
I know, just give me a moment. I know it's complicated.
That's
So every
also
type has a
not the
handful of
fire red
strengths and
leaf green
weaknesses
chart.
when attacking and defending. See
Well, yeah,
diagram
'cause it's got
A.
fairy.
This is diagram A, the one giving you stress right now.
And it's probably updated Steel. So
I'm trying to make this.
Wait, what
super
did they change
accessible.
about Steel?
When Steel was introduced for generations 3 and 4 at least, and I think also 5, it resisted Ghost and Dark.
Oh.
It's hard because I
Which
don't
made
have-
Metagross
I don't know
utterly
Disgusting.
disgusting.
And that's why I'm sitting here.
Metagross and Bronzong.
Okay,
Were
but
utterly
it kinda sucks
disgusting.
they nerfed it for just 2 Pokemon. Like, I feel like it made sense.
Well, okay,
like,
it wasn't.
Why would
just
Steel
because
resist
of-
Dark? What is that? What does Steel? Why would Steel resist Dark?
It's not just
it doesn't
because
matter if you have a flashlight or not. If I hit you with a metal bar, you're out.
that's not. How
That's
it
the
works.
other way around, Reborn.
Dark is meant to be like fiends
Evil
as well.
Dark is
Yeah,
evil type.
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Evil
it's-
cannot. Evil cannot corrupt that which has no will, aka Steel.
Wrong.
So
What was the other one? It was Dark and
Ghost.
Ghost. Like, why would Steel resist Ghost?
Because Ghost can't possess Steel.
Okay,
Then
stop trying
shouldn't
to be
Rock
an idiot, Reed.
resist Ghost
Yes.
and
actually.
Ground?
Ghost
and
should actually just
grass.
be the worst type in the game.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was only because of Metagross and Bronzong that they nerfed Steel.
No, it's because Steel had
it was
too many
everything.
resistances.
Yeah, it was everything that caused them to nerf Steel. But those probably received the most significant hit because of that psychic typing.
Right.
No PowerPoint.
Yeah, but it
Is
made
it going
aggro
well,
cocked, so it's a shit
or
change.
am I just overcomplicating things? Which is another item you can find
Aggron
in this.
probably was never that good. I
Good luck.
can't say for sure, but
Thank you.
when
It
you
was
only
just-
have a defense
Aggron would
stat
have
and you're
had
slow as shit.
quadruple weakness to fighting, but
It
would
was
have
also weak-
resisted.
Was it quadruple weak against ground? Is rock weak against ground?
Rock is weak against ground, yes,
So it was quadruple weak to ground as well.
and fighting.
Yes.
Double weak to water. Double weak to neutral to
No, no.
grass.
Single weak against water.
Oh yeah, sorry. Single weak against water. Neutral against grass. Neutral to fire. Yeah. It would be better with the better steel type, obviously.
No, his name's
Well,
Red.
yeah.
His name's Red, but yeah.
Having
it's
two
Ash.
quadruple weaknesses is not exactly good.
Pretty much Ash.
And only having a defense stat is
Have the
also not
weaknesses,
exactly
like, on
good.
the Pokemon.
Okay, so he's sending out Rhyhorn.
It had a decent
You can
attack
see
stat
the
too,
weaknesses
but like
right above.
it was basically Cloyster.
Use water, ice, ground, grass.
Can you not read them?
Like, she's looking at the sprite of the Pokemon. It says what it's weak to. So if she goes with a move that matches the type, she'll be good.
No, it's just also busy.
I mean, he could have just done the thing that the current Pokemon games do and just tell you whether moves are super or neutral.
You couldn't have done that with an Emerald. The engine doesn't really support it.
Well, you don't know that, but I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that.
Modders haven't figured out how to do that kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's
Not really, not for a ROM hack.
Moves, and then you see the type of the move there.
I'm gonna do Bubble Beam. Oh, I'm doing my first ever battle. Here we go.
There you go. Now you'll see how much damage it does.
Is that good? Oh!
Wow.
Whoa. Is he dead?
He's dead.
He fainted.
He's dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
that means he died?
He's 100% dead. Yep.
Oh, I won my first battle ever.
Well, you still have 4 more to go.
Oh.
There's just so many limitations. Like adding all these typing colors and shit is like messing
He had
with
to edit the actual sprites of the Pokemon for this.
He edited the sprites for this?
Yeah.
That is probably... Oh, that sounds so roundabout.
No, that's the only way he could have done this in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Wow.
No, because there's Fire Red and Leaf Green hacks that add other UI features from Gen 4.
Yeah, you could recolor...
That's true, but he's
recolor the text.
Not a modder.
typing colors and shit is like messing with the colors of the Pokemon. And obviously there's like an extreme lack of space, especially with Pokemon with a bunch of weaknesses. Like there's just no way to list them all. But I also, like, I don't want the Pokemon to look terrible, but I also don't want the typings to be like not readable. Like it is just a fucking nightmare. And it doesn't help the fact that there's, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. Just go. I mean, you see the weaknesses: water, ice, psychic, ground. You could go for another water move.
Yeah, I'm doing good with my bubble beam.
Oh no, he does
He's earthquaking
outspeed.
me.
Oh no. Hey, what's up? It's Bill Payne Frank here. This video is sponsored by.
Wait, I'm gonna go get some whiskey. Be right back.
You just need a fast, quick, healthy
Get some
meal
cookies.
that you know is there, guaranteed. Factor is for you. Listen, if I'm up late editing or working on something or recording or streaming or like whatever it may be, I don't have time to like sit down and cook and make a meal. I barely even know how to operate a skillet. I want to go to Factor for the convenience of fast food, but with the healthiness of an at-home meal. They pretty much do all the work for you, so you can maintain that healthy lifestyle while also having food, because you need it's food. Factor meals arrive pre-prepared and ready to go in literally 2 minutes. You just poke some holes in the little tin thing, you put them in the microwave, bam, bapu beep, hit the button, you're done. I've worked with HelloFresh in the past, and Factor's actually owned by HelloFresh now, which it shows. I mean, they're both freaking amazing. So head to go.factor75.com/asteroid60 and use code asteroid60 for 60% off your first Factor box. Oh, you took it!
What, did I die?
No, you took it. Oh my god.
I'm bubble beaming him.
And be careful though, if he outspeeds and earthquakes you.
How's he gonna do that? Like that?
Like that. Take it. Oh no.
Oh, did I die?
Now after the gym fight, Giovanni tells her...
Now go out the door and go left.
I don't expect that to be an issue. You gotta go left.
I'm following the arrows.
Yeah, those are outdated arrows. That's not left. Right there, that one.
Okay. I can't even drive her. Wait, what?
Okay. Drive her.
I'm better at Mario Kart.
Yeah, I know. Now this whole route needs an adjustment. We're getting rid of these trees. We're getting rid of this whole path. We'll get rid of this grass patch. And we'll just make it way easier to navigate. Right here, I'm thinking we have 2 NPCs. One of them is going to heal, and the other one is going to tell her about...
Catching is super easy. Just weaken a Pokemon. Wait, am I gonna have to catch one now? Oh, what happened?
There's one.
Oh, ah!
Okay.
Do I want him? Gyarados?
You want him?
Yeah, don't I?
It's up to you.
Why, do you not have to catch him? Why, are there more?
Well, there's a bunch in the grass, yeah.
Oh, there... See, they all just hang out.
Why are you surprised by that?
I don't get this.
No, because
there's a bunch of Pokemon in the grass, and you just can run around and pick who you want.
Yeah. So they puts you into a battle.
Oh boy.
And now you have to weaken him as much as you can without
killing him.
Without killing him.
But I'm so good at killing them.
Oh, you missed.
All right.
What? Ow.
Got whiskey.
You do that sometimes.
No.
You do that sometimes.
What?
Okay, 1.
What happened?
You didn't catch him.
Why? What is wrong with him? How many balls do you have to try to catch him with?
Well, so I gave you 900, but normally you would have... Oh, you got him.
Oh, yay. I don't really like him, though.
Oh.
I don't really like him, though.
So now you
I
gotta,
want to beat him.
So you want to beat him, yeah. So just press A.
I'm trying.
Yeah, just give it a sec. It'll.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, dude, there's just so many issues. What that guy was trying to say is there's gonna be some water up here. You just want to press A. She's going through. She's surfing. It's free. She's got rocks here. Not gonna stop anybody. But then.
Not gonna lie, my mom doesn't play video games, but I feel like she'd be a lot more successful.
I feel like if you just sat the average parent who was willing to try down and told them, hey, play Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, a 7-year-old can do it, they'd be fine.
Yeah, it'd be totally fine.
It would not be an issue.
15 deleted things from Dragon Ball that change everything.
Yeah, I've been watching too many Dragon Ball videos.
CBR is cancer. Where'd Reborn go?
I'm sure he's grabbing more booze.
Oh, I've been here. My mic is just been muted.
Ah.
Wow.
I said you heard it here first, folks. Lemon is canceling CBR.
Dude, a Channel 5 video? I am canceling CBR. They suck. Channel 5 is great.
I do love Channel 5. Let's see.
I got recommended that Pokemon video about the Reddit user for the Smoke Gun Council spot. I didn't watch it.
I want to buy Machinima. Oh, here we go. Let's look at the Andrew Tate stuff. That's topical.
The Tate brothers have been arrested, and I'm working literally the night of to get this out, so expect some things to be wrong or things to change as stuff happens. The Tates have long been rumored to be involved in the trafficking industry. Whistleblowers as well as investigators have been saying since 2021 with those initial videos on Tate that something was up.
Listen, I'm just saying this would work if I said that to my mom. It would work. Yeah, this is the apple cider from last night with whiskey in it, but this time it's cold. And actually, not gonna lie, it's a little bit better cold.
So, like, it's not like parents are dumb or
no, they're not idiots.
And haven't done something similar to playing a video game in the past.
Right.
What they're not capable of is or not as reasonably capable of, is anything that's, like, fast-paced or or reaction heavy.
Right, like Pokemon is the perfect parent game.
Yeah.
It's like wander around, collect weird little guys, do some battles, done.
You know,
not complicated controls. And it's not a complicated, it is a complicated battle system, but not in the way that you play the main Pokemon game. They're easy enough that you don't have to engage with it.
Hold on. No. You guys are stupid. It's not just the gameplay, alright? I tried getting my parents into Pokemon, right?
Okay.
And the first thing my dad does is look at me and he says, what's the point? What's the point?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I prefaced it with you just need them to be willing to try.
And well, even then, like, he plays the game and he got to the first grass and he was like, "Why is it making me fight? I don't want to fight this wild Pokemon. What is this? Why do I gotta fight? Why is this game trying to say violence?" Like, I got that speech from fucking Pokemon. Parents are just retarded.
Yeah, it's just a skill issue, Reborn. Get better parents.
You know, they say that the sun is the reflection of the parents.
It wasn't closed, it wasn't left open, it just wasn't.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Supporters of Tate would say that this was because it was a psyop, a job by the Matrix to try and put Tate.
You know, I'm not saying anything, you know.
And that we're all being fooled by.
He's saying you're not a real gamer.
The system, mainly because left-wing outlets are the ones that reported on this. Now, the reporting was not in-depth in American circles, but eventually news would pick up steam, as well as reporting from Romanian papers. Generally speaking, local papers tend to be a bit better with their news reporting than corpo international media, so there's that. But hey, you either listen to me or you don't. Anyway, the arrest came shortly after.
You trying to do midnight karaoke?
Maybe after the new year, we'll see.
Well, yeah, I said midnight.
I got a couple of songs I could probably do.
Potentially, maybe.
After Andrew Tate had beef with Greta Thunberg. The beef isn't particularly important and really doesn't matter. It involves Tate being called a nonce for making remarks about 19-year-old Greta. Now, is he creepy? Is he terrible? He's many of those things, but let's call people what they actually are and not add extra things onto it simply because they are a bad person. You really don't need to embellish anything about Andrew Tate to make him look bad, so let's not add on any undue infamy to the guy's name. We don't really need to. Anyway, Tate makes this whole response video clapping back on Greta, and
I'll add some undue infamy. And every single photo with a bunch of women, which features him with a bunch of women, he looks super gay.
Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
I'm unironically incredibly jealous of his shirt collection.
He looks, I mean, he does kind of dress fruity as well.
He has great shirts.
It's not that, it's just, okay, Andrew Tate has these, like, big, bulging muscle arms and the tiniest head possible.
Yeah.
Like, his head looks like if you photoshopped a midget head on a normal person.
Yeah, he's been skipping head day for sure.
It looks like fucking...
Imagine if he wasn't skipping neck day and he just had, like, this super thick trunk of a neck.
I kind of like a dude with a thick-ass neck, not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, if his head's small and his neck is gigantic...
Yeah, I could deal with a pyramid-shaped man. It's the optimal form for a man. It's more aerodynamic.
Let me see if I can find some of these fruity Tate photos.
That this didn't play a role in the arrest, but Tate gets this pizza, right? A pizza from a local place. And apparently this is what did him in. It doxed him.
Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled. Thank you. So, I'm actually mad at Greta, right?
What a strange stipulation, but I guess
because
it's part
he's
of his
beefing
character.
with Greta, that's why.
Evidence police needed to confirm.
Yeah, I guess it's part of the whole gig. That's so funny.
But it should be said that he was in Romania.
Also, I kind of want.
I'm actually mad at Greta.
Oh no, I don't really want that robe. It's too branded.
She doesn't realize she's a...
But he is a fellow robe enjoyer, you know?
Robes are pretty chill.
I am also a robe enjoyer.
I can't find the one particular image that I'm thinking of. And
I'll be right
so
back.
Sad. Did he spill his drink?
It sounded like he spilled his drink.
I'm not looking at I wasn't looking at his video camera, so no, actually no.
That's not, yeah. I don't have chat open, but type 1 in chat if he spilled his drink.
I'm gonna have to delete my search history. I can't find the fruity Tate photo that I was thinking of.
Why do you need to delete your search history? Just
because I don't want Google to think that I want to learn anything about Andrew Tate.
Their ad data on you is separate from your fucking local history and cookies. It doesn't matter. You have to send them a written request for legal reasons that you want fucking your data removed.
Well, I don't know the details about how Google runs things, but I feel like it would be surprising if it didn't take into account your past, whether or not your past search history locally exists for what it's pushing you.
Yeah, it doesn't include your local history at all.
But I didn't just delete my local history. I deleted the history on the account.
Okay, we're good. I just forgot something. We're all good. No, I didn't spill my drink. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Police needed to confirm Tate's location and get him clapped with a beautiful silver bracelet. But it should be said that he was in Romania on the 25th of December posting video footage of his location. So whether or not this is proof is really negligible. Really, my guess is law enforcement knew where he was for a while and the raid wasn't planned on a whim. The guy is well connected in Romania and has lots of bread.
Fuck.
It doesn't just go walking. There is
Popping
a good
all
chance
my
they were just
fucking
waiting
bones.
for an opportune moment to do the raid. You know, believe it or not, there are actually people in law enforcement who want to be successful at their jobs and do a good job. But I will also say there's huge corruption in Romania. So,
yeah, that's actually what it was,
I've
Adam.
read and Tate's own words, it's not surprising that he had been gallivanting free for so long.
He's been tied down
if
for
I
a
have any
couple days,
Romanians
so
in
it
the
was a little
audience,
bit urgent.
Please feel free to elaborate on what the kind of life is given Romania's politics. Now,
And I
Twitter
thought
Crab
I was
Crawler
supposed to
did
be
this
the true
amazing
crime
thread,
criminal.
basically going all the way back from April, where investigators had discovered a woman branded with tattoos saying "owned by Tate" / "I belong to Tate." Or
what?
You didn't know that?
From April,
No.
where investigators had
What happened?
discovered a woman.
They found a woman branded with Andrew Tate's name.
Branded with
Oh,
tattoos
well, yeah, 'cause he
saying
had,
"owned by
bragged
Tate"
about doing that
/
before.
"I belong to Tate,"
Like,
or
this
any
isn't new
of the things
information.
similar. Now, the article
Wow.
in question about this that Crab Crawler brought up is the translated Romanian article that goes into detail about an American woman who, with Tristan Tate, was brought into the cam business that the Tates run. Basically, the woman went out there under the pretense that Tristan Tate was going to be her man, but when she got there, she was given a room, a cam, and told to do what you expect her to do. And the article goes into a lot of vivid detail that, thanks to YouTube's rules, CNN is allowed to report on, but I am not allowed to because they have money and I don't. Anyway, to all of this, which is
Real.
at least semi-credible, right? Tate responded to this temporary arrest at the time. Tate said, quote, "I was not arrested.
It's
What
probably
happened is
mostly
that I suffered a
money,
case of
but I
swelling."
wouldn't be surprised if there was an element to just like being an established media
Oh no,
company.
YouTube
as in,
absolutely gives preferential treatment to established media companies.
and I mean that in the sense of like YouTube knows that as an established media company, they are actually covering.
No. YouTube doesn't give a
news,
shit about
whereas-
that. They just want to be the new cable TV. So if you're like, if you are legacy media and you make a YouTube channel, they verify you and they just let you do whatever the fuck you want. You like, legacy media stuff does not adhere to any of YouTube's terms and services. They don't give a single shit.
It's a very popular with people who are large on the internet. Quote, "Police turned up, they investigated, they realized nobody was in the house against their will, and there was no crime committed. We had to go to the police station for 45 minutes apiece for pieces of paper. We filled them in and we were let go." Now, of course, I'll link the thread below, but, you know, I'll go over the broad strokes aside from that article as well, so that way we all are at least on the same page in broad terms when we're talking about Tate. One, there is credible, but right now, allegations of Tate paying off or giving money to people for beneficial means. Two, people, it appears, allegedly engaged with Tate's cam business while at retreats. Generally speaking, these are right-wingers, the internet grifters, not traditional trad conservatives. Three, Tate thought of these women as...
Clandis Owens, let's go.
Don't forget, he also talked about those bribes.
I don't know who that is.
However, I'm going to call them allegations. So I
the
can
token
make
black
statements
woman
about it.
for
Romania's-
right-wing
I
media.
probably shouldn't say something
Wow.
like that, but I'm going to. Romania is completely corrupt from head to toe, right? So when
The-
Corona came, I've
At
through
least
fighting for
half
these
of the
things, I have a
reason
very, very
why
strong
Kanye
background.
West is
I like
as
this right
gross
here.
of a person
One
as
of
he
the
is
reasons I
now.
love living there so much is because I'm at the very top echelon of society. If I need to speak to the prime minister, I can make that happen, right? I can't do that in the West, yeah? So we went and met with some members of parliament, and they're like, well, it's not us, it's European Union directed all of this COVID lockdown garbage. They knew COVID was a scam. They knew it. Everyone knew it. European Union told us to. They gave us billions in relief funds, bribes to listen. So we can't really open them. You can open them if you don't put the outside lights on and you just like on the sly. So I did a deal with them to open them on the sly and pay bribes. So I was open for like the first month with bribes, but the bribe kept going up because it's Romania, right? The police chief would come. He wants some. And the police chief would call his mate, who's the fucking, I don't know, fire inspector, some jackass, he'd come. Then the alcohol licensing man would come. It was just like everyone's go on the phone like, hey, this casino's still open. They'll pay you to go away. So before you know it, every 5 minutes, someone's in the door for money.
There's so much more I can't even begin to encompass, but for those of you Tate defenders, there's so much evidence to the contrary. I'm no Matrix bread tuber dick rider, but it doesn't take an idiot to see what's going on here. But people want to move the goalpost and talk about everybody's favorite, Epstein. And yeah, we can talk about both. I've talked about Maxwell before. We can treat these events with the seriousness and respect that they deserve. You bring it up as a whataboutism, not a actually caring. You know, you either care or you don't. In particular, I see this happening with the right wing, and you're really quick to call out nonces and other people who are in bed with organized crime, but all of a sudden there's silence when it's somebody on your side of the aisle. Or
well, it's because nobody wants to be the guy who's counter-signaling the manosphere grifter, you know?
The what about Epstein? Which, by the way, this does happen with the left too, and I've seen people like that. It's happened before, but that's not this video, but I will say it does exist. Basically, guys, politics is rotted to its core, and if you've ever wanted to be a terrible person to other people, get into politics. You think you can fix it? Too bad. You're not lobbying enough.
So
anyway,
true.
We live in a society, and I am a nice guy. Anyway, truly based
we live in a
here.
society and I'm a nice guy.
About Epstein and Tate,
wow, he's just like me.
Now, for people saying, well, they weren't charged with anything as of the 29th, I haven't seen much on this, but there has been reporting on what these guys were charged with. So the prosecution told Reuters that Tate, quote, was arrested on suspicion of trafficking, R-word, and organized crime, and every time I have to... Organized crime related to the cam business. Okay, every time I have to, like, censor myself with stuff like this is why I'm like, trying to not cover serious news all the time, because I want to do a good job, but YouTube's clearly not the place for it. Now, the extent
you
of
should
these
switch
things
to
and the specificity
Odyssey
of them remains to be seen
and Rumble
as of the current time.
And
however,
BitChute.
Tate in interviews talked about giving out bribes, so I imagine there are plenty of people involved in this business. The allegations about trafficking are pretty well founded as well, given that I regaled to you a story from a local Romanian newspaper. The extent of this, no one really knows how deep the rabbit hole goes, but I'm certain the story will develop more. See, you like that Matrix rabbit hole? That's all part of the whole thing here, guys. It all goes back to Alice in Wonderland, which has a woman. Aren't we afraid of those? However, you're kind of lying if you say that you don't know what
I'm not afraid of them, I just think they're a little gross.
Yes, it's pretty early to start calling things, but are things in motion? Yeah, they're in motion. But this whole whataboutism thing is really annoying, and I absolutely hate it. Have some morals and actually, like, say, hey, I hung out with Tate, and he's actually kind of a piece of shit. It's really not that hard. It's just gonna get worse and worse the more you don't say anything.
Well, I think it's hard to call people, like, I think it's hard for people in Tate's sphere to say, hey, I hung out with Tate and he's a piece of shit. Because when Tate hangs out with people, he's just fucking dropping money and doing crazy shit, you know? Like, you don't want that, the fucking good time train to stop rolling because you made a fucking tweet about it, you know?
Anyway, the main reason I'm doing this video is, one, to give you a brief primer.
Also, let's keep in mind, Andrew Tate needs men who are perspicacious. Men who are switched on, so that, you know, when he's in the restaurant and, you know, a man walks up behind him with a chainsaw, you have the wherewithal, the clarity of mind to alert him so that he has time to activate the Aikido. The Aikido. And disarm the assailant. You don't want to stop being near the guy who can activate the Aikido, because at any time someone could be coming for you, and then, you know, you need the Aikido, but you've run afoul of Andrew Tate. You can no longer activate the Aikido because he is the wellspring from which the Aikido flows. And once it's cut off, you're done. There is no more Aikido. You're over.
What the fuck is an Aikido?
It's a martial art.
Yes.
I don't know, like, how... I wasn't aware it was this much of a meme of a martial art.
Yes.
But it is a martial art.
Andrew Tate has a video where he's basically like, he's telling people that, find the clip.
Actually, you should know what Aikido is, Reborn, because as much as you probably would prefer to delete Danganronpa 3 from your memory, one of the characters is literally an Aikido master.
Oh no, she learned under Andrew Tate.
She learned under Andrew Tate.
Oh, no!
Andrew Tate is her dad.
Oh,
I forgot that's part of the lore her dad taught her.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it makes so much sense. That's why she hates all males. She only wants Andrew Tate alpha males.
No, it's because she learned from Andrew Tate to hate all men.
Yeah.
Because her dad's a piece of human garbage.
Ah, yes.
Well, no,
Andrew
because
Tate teaches us how to activate the Aikido.
If you do her love route, you find out that she
The other 99 said, beauty salon.
I
want to open a beauty salon.
In such high esteem.
Why do you want to open a beauty salon? Oh, because, you know, I really like makeup, and I'm really good at makeup, and I watch these things on YouTube about makeup, and my friend Claire is really good at makeup, and I know all these girls who need their makeup done, and it's really hard to get your makeup done properly, and I will be the place you can get your makeup.
Anyways, how unfortunate that she...
Find it.
How
Here, I
unfortunate
think it's
that
here.
she is... that
I think
her
it's
dad is
here.
Andrew Tate, and she is incestuous with him.
I'm all ears. If I'm at a table for dinner, and I'm with my friend...
Here it is.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
no,
it.
you know what it is? It's if you fund your girl's business, you'll have a heart attack. And he doesn't fuck with pussies that have heart attacks, because having a heart attack proves that you're not an alpha male giga chad. So you can't just hang with him. Just have a cup of coffee, have a cigar, have a fucking shot, and you'll be fine. You'll get over the heart attack. Just stop. Like, just don't have a heart attack.
I pass
You fucking
Seamus.
loser.
I expect us both
I love
to be
you.
perspicacious, high alert.
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
What is that word?
Is that a real word?
It's a real word.
Where did Andrew Tate learn that word?
You know, I bet it was on like a word of the day calendar.
Having or showing penetrating mental discernment. Clear-sighted.
Perspicacious.
Having the power of seeing clearly. Alright? What do you need them to be
very aware.
perspicacious for, Andrew?
Calendar.
Okay.
Listen, I'd fuck past Seamus.
Perspicacious, high alert, locked in. Perhaps someone's going to approach me from behind with a machete with murderous intent.
Murderous intent.
It's the battle ready thing. It's the battle ready thing. Oh my god.
No. Oh my fucking god. Perhaps somebody's gonna come up behind me, put me in a sleeper hold, stab me in the neck with a machete with murderous intent. I need my fellow entrepreneur alpha male bald best friend to be there for me. We're going out to dinner, my fucking guy. What? The fuck? And I want my friend to warn me. Just eating dinner casually, nice Italian restaurant. Hey, excuse me, bald fuck? Somebody standing behind you with a chainsaw? Yeah, murderous intent.
Murderous intent.
Murderous intent.
I want him to notice and tell me so I can activate the Aikido and disarm the assailant.
No.
So I can activate the Aikido.
You gotta activate the Aikido. It's not incest or masturbating. It's called self-cest.
No.
It's its own thing.
Yeah, I'd commit self-cest. Oh, the sword in the background. I wish I still had the sword.
No.
I missed the sword.
Activate the Aikido.
So I can activate the Aikido.
Gotta activate the Aikido.
I have to see that again. I have to.
It's not like he's gonna use Aikido. He's gonna activate it.
No, he's gonna activate it. He's gonna activate his face-down trap card.
He's gonna activate a Sharingan.
Oh, that's the stance.
Activate the Aikido.
That's the stance.
Is that the martial art that he used when he was in MMA? Was Aikido?
No.
So that when they come at you with the chainsaw, you go, bow, and pop the chainsaw away, and then you come in and you grab them by the eyes.
He is a trained martial artist, or a trained fighter at least.
You gotta
so,
activate Aikido.
He would be very capable in a fight. It's just why wouldn't you just say that you're able to win a fight with somebody, that you're capable of handling such a situation? Why do you have to specify that you're gonna activate Aikido?
I mean, I tell people that I know Wing Chun all the time, but I don't say that, oh, if we fight, I'm gonna activate the Wing Chun,
Yeah.
Okay, but we can at least agree that Andrew Tate would get his ass beat by the 70-year-old man in the Kamen Rider suit.
Oh, it wouldn't be even a fucking close call. Fucking
Lemon,
old Kamen Rider man would stomp Andrew Tate.
Lemon, since you are unaware, the same suit actor for all the Kamen Rider stunts has been the suit actor for the last 40 years. He is almost 70 now, and he is still doing backflip, kick flips, cartwheels into backflips into kicks.
And all of the other martial arts.
He sounds incredibly in shape. It's like Jackie Chan. This is Jackie Chan of Kamen Rider.
Because some Kamen Riders have specific martial arts, so he does know multiple martial arts for sure.
Yeah.
He's just
unstoppable.
Jackie Chan.
I really wish that he would enter the MMA.
No, he shouldn't enter the MMA. He should just have his own kung fu movie where he finally he finally has to stop being the Kamen Rider guy, but then he also gets involved in some sort of shady underworld conspiracy, And he has to go Kamen Rider a bunch of guys.
He should have his own martial arts or stunt school, or more, or even better, as you said, put it in a movie.
He should just have his own movie. That's just a crazy ass dramatization of what happens now that he's retired,
Oh, his son took over. His son is now the suit actor.
Okay, so the Yakuza kidnaps his son in the movie, right?
Uh-huh.
And he has to go kung fu the Yakuza to get his son back.
My God.
So he's just, he's out there, he's doing the backflips, the kick flips, he's just he's punching Yakuza members and the sparks just come off him,
My God.
That's what I want.
This is not real. This guy, this is a skit. This is his theater class thesis. He's gonna activate the Wuju style Aikido, fucking disarm the assailant from the henchmen that are out to get him while he's eating dinner.
Oh, I can't. That's not real. This isn't real.
What movie is he taking that from?
That's pretty
it's
good.
A porno.
That's
What
pretty
I
good.
don't want is my friend.
Oh, it's a porno? Oh my
typing
God.
on his phone, arguing with his
How even
wife
more
over
accurate
some
then?
bullshit business he should have never
Considering it's
fucking
Andrew Tate.
started, to not pay enough attention to protect me. I roll with guys who are
Every scene he's wearing a different Kamen Rider suit, but no helmet.
Switched on.
That's about it. You hate women.
No, I gotta imagine
Every
he
single one
doesn't
of you
want the
knows those
spotlight,
dudes
right? He cannot want the spotlight with his job.
I think with this movie, we give it to him whether he wants it or not.
He must grow into the mask.
No, he doesn't get to wear the mask. He just has the suits on. No belt, Like just the spandex, you know? And it's not talked about at all. Like for the whole movie, it's not talked about at all how he's like constantly switching outfits. It's just like, oh yeah, it's a new scene. Here he is in a different outfit, but it's the same guy, no helmet, no belt, no accessories. And he's just doing fucking backflips and handstands and punching. Yeah. I'd watch that. It'd be like Ip Man.
People like me who for the most part only passively acknowledge Tate, right? So this should hopefully help. The pizza box probably isn't what got him the cuffs. That's not what's going on here. 2, guys, I understand the world feels really, really shit right now. If you're a dude,
just make him an offer he can't refuse.
Neglected by society, you feel like every time you talk about your feelings, people don't want to hear your feelings, and people make you want to feel responsible for things you haven't done, and now you feel guilty or you feel like a monster just by existing and moving throughout the world. I get it and I feel it, and I understand that pain. But please, for the love of God, Tate is talking absolute nonsense. He starts by talking about those things, and those are really important things to talk about and ways for men to feel heard. But then he uses it to like talk about how you can program women, which is like goofy as hell. You know, I like a pretty girl as much as the next guy, but a lot of this stuff is absolute horse shit. I mean, there's a lot of it. I covered some of this with Liver King. I cut a lot of it out because I felt it wasn't really appropriate to the comedy and tone of the video and really what was going on there. But I do understand that there is a feeling of aloneness and loneliness, and you want to feel that camaraderie. I don't want to say that Tate is a bad guy, so you're a bad guy. There's no reason for you to think that Tate is right, though. He says stuff. Half the time he says stuff just for clout. I'm going completely
that's very fair.
Okay, but I see it. I see the struggle and I see the pain.
Various kick-related
I just don't see any like recourse or like. I'm just worried. You know, I'm
God,
okay,
he'd also be a Beyblade master.
Where guys are, and
of course he would.
I forgot about
you know,
that. There's the
it
one
can
common
lead
writer
to
that
like
uses
negative
a Beyblade.
shit, and you know, and it's like I've had friends who felt that way, and I've had friends who didn't make it because they felt that way. You know, so I get it, but for the love of God, Tate is making that feeling inside worse. Okay, he's placating to that feeling of you feeling bad. So don't fall for it. All right, it's just not gonna build.
Yeah, we get it. Don't be sympathetic for fucking Andrew Tate. Nobody cares. Let's see. Oh, we got some flat Earth stuff.
I've been experimenting recently with tracking different objects over a flat Earth map. The results are quite eye-opening, I think. There was a recent video from Eric Dubé who, well, he claimed he was reading an essay by William Carpenter from 1895, but I can't actually find any record of this essay, so I don't know if it's Carpenter's words or Eric's. Either way, they're quite ironic.
The astronomers now teach that the sun's distance from the Earth is from 92 to 93 million miles, whereas it is proved to be under 2,400 miles. Modern astronomy and its crafty or most deluded sycophants teach that the sun is stationary and the center of the planetary or celestial bodies, and that it is over 1 million miles larger than the Earth, whereas it is not 1,000th part of its size.
From people who say you shouldn't just believe what you're told to believe and that you should do your own research, comes 10 minutes of random assertions with absolutely no evidence to support them, just claims, opinions, and random memes, basically telling people what they should believe. But there was one bit in particular that sparked my interest, where they were talking about how seasons would work on a flat Earth.
Is constantly moving in spiral orbits, round and over the face of the motionless Earth, increasing the latitude of those orbits about 10 or 11 miles every day, from June to December, and decreasing them in the same proportion from December to June.
But the moon wouldn't work in that system.
I find quite amusing, because I've seen flat earthers argue that space can't be real because having an atmosphere next to a vacuum with no barrier would apparently break Newton's second law of thermodynamics. But having a sun that can not only drift its orbital path, but also speed up on a larger orbit, directly breaks Newton's laws of motion, unless there are some forces acting up on the sun to repeatedly change its movement and its speed.
Yeah, it's a robot.
Gravity, since, that apparently doesn't exist. But the bit that really caught my eye was that in both of those clips, the moon remains directly opposite the sun throughout. And this is something I've seen in many different flat Earth examples before. Except we've all seen the moon in the middle of the day. So the moon can't remain directly opposite the sun at all times, otherwise we'd only ever see it at night and it would always appear in exactly the same point in the sky at exactly the same time. Now, Eric does at least sort of address this by including a very subtle hint of a disclaimer stating, quote, "This does not necessarily represent the exact paths." So I went and mapped it out for myself, and it turns out his disclaimer would have probably been a bit more accurate if it had been worded along the lines of, "This isn't even close to accurate." Now, the great thing about all of this is anyone with just a little bit of time can map these things out for themselves. There are plenty of websites and apps out there that track and map out the positions of where things like the sun and the moon not only are, but have been and will be. So it's very easy to verify. Just pick a random time and date in the future, look where the sun and the moon are supposed to be in relation to you, and then at that time go outside and see if they're there or not. Photographers use tools like this all the time to plan out very specific shots. For example, when they want a moon rising up over the horizon and they want people on a hill to be appearing like they're right in front of a big moon, they don't just randomly guess and hope for the best. They use apps like PhotoPills to work out exactly where the moon is supposed to be rising up so that they can make sure that they're standing in exactly the right spot to put whatever subject they want in the foreground to be exactly on the path for the moon's rising.
Huh.
Now,
I never actually thought about
on
that.
timeanddate.com, and I looked through the whole of December for this year in 6-hour intervals. And you can see, yes, the sun is following a pretty stable path around the southern hemisphere, but the moon, the path wavers quite drastically, starts in the north and finishes in the south over the course of the month. So I mapped these out.
Wait, did he do the... Oh my god, he did this shit day by fucking day.
And yes, at the start of December at 10:16 UTC time, the sun and the moon are indeed opposing each other, with the sun in the southern hemisphere and the moon in the northern hemisphere, just like Eric's clip suggests. But once they start moving, it becomes very apparent that the moon's path isn't consistent, and even its speed is appearing to change, with the sun actually gradually catching up to it and then eventually passing it. It becomes even more apparent if you look at the 4-week intervals. This is a map showing the sun and the moon's position at 10:16 UTC time every 4 weeks, starting from the beginning of January 2022 until around summer 2023. And you can see the sun at 10:16 is always directly over Africa, but it varies in latitude, which is explained on a flat Earth model by the sun's orbit changing, and is explained on a globe by the Earth's tilt varying. But the moon at 10:16 not only changes latitude, but also longitude. It follows a wave, which can be explained on a globe by the fact that the moon is orbiting the Earth on a different orbital plane than the Earth is orbiting the sun. So their positions relative to each other can vary. Not quite sure how it's explained.
Only got 1 hour till New Year's. Very exciting.
Not only have forces acting upon them
only got
to
3
vary
minutes.
their paths and speeds.
Well, yeah, but that's you.
But they have to be completely different forces because the paths aren't even the same. I'm sure they'll just chalk it down to being a projector or something. So I then looked at the International Space Station. Now I know flat earthers will argue that the ISS is fake and it doesn't actually exist.
The ISS
But
is
again,
fake and gay,
you
it's
can
not
easily
real.
Test this. There's trackers that tell you where and when it should pass you by, and you can go outside and see it pass you by. Again, photographers use the trackers like this.
Happy New Year, Adam. It's about to be the new year for you in like 2 minutes.
Of the moon or even the sun. Hell, flat earthers have even done this.
One in your time zone too.
Claimed the ISS was
fake. He's not the only
used
one.
a tracker to work out exactly where and when it should pass in front of the moon.
God.
My alarm went off on my phone, and I knew I
whatever.
had 10 seconds. I counted down in my head. 3, 2, 1. I remember waiting, like, what? And then sure enough, there it was.
Wow.
And later deleted the video. Even everyone's favorite flat earther, Bob Nodal,
That's cool.
has admitted the ISS exists.
Is this will tell you you're able to enter in your location, your zip code, whatever.
This guy looks like my condo association president.
And it will tell you when the ISS is going over.
This dude's my fucking neighbor.
It's going to rise, how long it's going to stay in your visual sight, and when and where it's going to set. It tells you everything you would need to know to be able to spot this ISS light in the sky.
During a live talk on
Maybe
stage,
this
he was
will be
doing
the
all
year
about
the
how
Earth is proven
ISS
flat.
Doesn't exist.
Now,
I'd be really
our
surprised.
opponents would love to tell us, and they would love to validate
The Earth is proven
NASA
racist
by saying things
Well,
like, I know the ISS is real. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's absolutely there. You can't deny it. We can take pictures of it. It's there. You guys are just idiots, right?
It's there.
He even then asked a room full of flat earthers if they've seen it as well.
Witnessed an ISS transit
Happy
over the
New
top of
Year's, Muzzle Tov, you bitches.
Happy New Year's.
Quite a few of you. And like I said,
People
if you have
an hour ahead of
spot
me.
the station, you
I'll
can
be
go
right
and do
back.
this for yourself.
Thanks, Bob. So regardless of whether or not you think
But
the
I'll do my
ISS
toast in
that's
an
shown on the
hour
live streams
at my
from
actual
NASA
New
is
Year.
real or not, seems we're all in agreement that there is something orbiting up there that
The
is
proper
shaped
time
like the
zone.
ISS and
The
sits
real
closer to the
time
Earth than
zone.
the moon is, and it appears in the skies exactly where and when the trackers state it will. So I went to try and plot out the tracking positions for the ISS onto a flat Earth model. A little bit more complex, to be fair, than the sun or the moon, because it's got a much shorter orbit time and it covers a much greater area of the Earth's surface. On
No,
a
no, no.
given
My
day.
time zone is the
Fortunately,
real
though,
time
I
zone.
was able to find a fantastic video that's modelling the ISS's orbit over both a globe and a flat plane, done by Janosch Gaia. I do apologise if I've just butchered that name. But it's the ISS tracked over the course of about 5 days and displayed on both a rotating globe and a flat Earth. Now, you can see the globe's path. The ISS is orbiting in a straight line, but it's slightly off of the Earth's axis of rotation, which is causing it to drift over which part of the Earth's surface it's
That's pretty
orbiting
cool.
as the Earth rotates. But flat earthers say the Earth doesn't spin. So I've corrected the flat Earth video to keep the flat Earth static, and this is the path that the ISS takes. I have
That's pretty
no
cool.
idea what forces could be at play to cause that sort of a spiraling orbit, unless the firmament is literally a giant kid's spirograph set.
Well, it
And
is.
again, with huge speed ups required to
It's
cover the arc
latched
of the
on to
southern
the side
hemisphere.
of the firmament and it's doing a spin.
Maybe the Earth's like a giant Mario Kart and there's big speed boost ramps up there. I don't know. The southern hemisphere is certainly...
Flat Earth, the firmament would have Mario speed boosts. Come on. Of course it would
giant
have
thorn in the
those.
side of the flat Earth ideology, though. Speaking of which, we come to the final segment, which is long-haul flights. Now, flat earthers have long claimed that there are no direct flights around the southern hemisphere and that you have to take stopovers in the northern hemisphere, and that somehow proved the Earth was flat because it was really them flying in a straight line. Now, I know the topics of long-haul flights have been covered by others before, but I found three flights of particular interest that basically circumnavigate the entire southern hemisphere. Latam Airlines flights LA 800 and 801 fly regularly between Australia and Chile with a stopover in New Zealand. So it flies non-stop from Auckland to Santiago, Chile, and then the same again on the way back and then carries on to Sydney. Then from Sydney, you can jump on Qantas flights QF 63 and 64 that fly directly to and from Johannesburg. Now, while there are no flights from the country of South Africa over to South America, you can take a 1,500-mile road trip from Johannesburg to Luanda in Angola, which is still south of the equator.
Yes,
and from
yes.
there, you can take Angola Airlines flights DT747 or 748 to Sao Paulo, Brazil, which is only a 1,600-mile road trip back to Santiago, Chile. And again, each of those flights can be found on trackers and checked. You could go to the airports if you want to make sure the planes exist. I mean, you could just get on the plane while you're there.
All right.
There's even amateur plane spotters who've got videos of some of the flights taking off and landing at different airports. Now, that in of itself, I know, doesn't directly disprove the flat Earth, but it does disprove the claim that you can't fly around the southern hemisphere. Where it kind of
Look at
presents
that
a problem
sleepy
for the flat
dog.
Earth is the distance and the flight times.
What a
Those three
sleepy,
flights
tired
combined
boy.
total 32 hours. Now, mapped out on a globe, the total flight distance travelled is 15,500 miles, which averages out at about 480 miles an hour. Pretty average cruising speed for a commercial aircraft. On a flat Earth, though, the total distance to follow that same path is 46,500 miles, which equates to an average cruising speed of 1,457 miles an hour. Kind of impressive considering there are no current commercial aircraft that are capable of breaking the sound barrier of 767 miles an hour. Of course, you could argue that the planes don't really follow the routes that the trackers state that they are, and instead take the most direct route secretly. But even that
But
still
that
totals
wouldn't-
37,000 miles.
Yeah.
Now, you might get away with doing that on the New Zealand to Chile.
Hands
or
and
the
sleeves
Angola to
smell like
California
champagne.
Because you're pretty much all over the
Okay.
ocean anyway. Australia to Johannesburg, not so
My brother
simple.
wanted to pop open
Because
a,
the stated
bottle
route
for the
that
new year and spray
is
it
that
over
you
our
fly
driveway.
From Sydney, you go southwest
Delightful.
straight out over the ocean, and then you don't see land again until you pretty much reach Johannesburg.
Only 55 minutes.
Oh,
I'll pop my bottle.
is this more the flight paths don't make sense stuff?
No, he's rebunking the flight paths do make sense.
I see.
So the green line is the real flight that he found from Australia to South America. The red line
is the equivalent flat Earth flight. Where
Yeah.
they just drew a line across a map.
and it just
Take a
doesn't
direct
make
route,
sense.
You'd have to take off from Sydney, fly northwest over the whole of Australia, then cross the Philippines and Thailand and India, down the coast of Somalia, and then cross the whole of Mozambique for good measure.
You know what? I think we should burn enough jet fuel to cover a trip like that.
Yeah.
Someone on board
Why
might
not?
have noticed.
Well, I mean, these are real
What can I say?
flights.
I know for most flat earthers, all of this will probably.
No, I'm
be
saying the
in
real
one ear,
flights
dismissed
should
straight
use
out
flat
the
Earth
door.
pads.
But
And
it's
just
still
burn more
discuss
jet
it,
fuel.
I
Just
think.
for fun.
Why not?
Maybe
Yeah, just
it
for
will
fun.
find its way to some people who genuinely are on the fence about the shape of the Earth. I don't know. Either way, that is going to conclude this particular video. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you enjoy.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that
it's kind
puts
of
my
crazy that my
mind.
computer calendar says 2023. Right, guys? It's so crazy. Wow, it's a new year. Woo! So amazing. Who would have thought?
When the sun is between the earth and the moon, it's an apocalypse.
I mean, true.
Yes. Real,
The
factual.
sun also wouldn't fit between the Earth and the Moon. But okay.
Apocalypse. Ooh, I like gadgets.
Once a YouTuber hits about 25,000 subscribers, their
What is this? I kind of want
is
one.
immediately inundated with weirdly sycophantic requests to review the strangest items you could possibly imagine. Robot vacuums, RGB gaming desks, and Ender
Hell
3
yeah.
clones. So many Ender 3 clones. I get dozens of these a week, and I tell them all to kick rocks because review videos are the laziest, most disposable form of low-effort content.
Seriously?
But then I got an email that changed everything.
Well,
it read,
honest tech
Dear
tips,
David Does
man."
Tech, would you like to shill the hit mobile game Page Shattered Budgets? I'm like, I'm Zach Friedman, and this is Void Star Lab. Look, it says here right on the title card. So I searched up this so-called David, and what I found was a review video. But this one was different. You see, he also gets an endless stream of free offers to test, but David said yes to all of them. The last time I ripped someone else's video off, I ended up with a Gridfinity. So I cracked my knuckles, cracked open the spam folder, and typed up a reply. Send it. Ladies, gentlemen, and cyborgs, we're about to build a potty mouth
Yo,
nanobot.
I want to be a big enough YouTuber that everybody just sends me fucking
and teach a
bullshit.
tiny robot dog new tiny robot tricks. We're testing 10 of the most random gizmos to end up in my inbox, from the most powerful pie competitor I've ever seen to a CNC so gratuitous I had to unbox it with a crowbar. Welcome to the very first review on Voidstar Lab. Before we begin, allow me to introduce our very serious rating system. If an item is strictly worse than any other product in its category, it gets the poop of product pointlessness, because why buy a worse product? If it's strictly better than all of its competition, it gets the chef's kiss of categorical conquest, because why buy a worse product? Otherwise, it gets a medal of mediocrity in bronze, silver, or gold based on my vibes, man. It's fine if a product is expensive, but the higher the price, the higher my expectations. I got all this stuff for free, so my judgment is compromised. Don't believe a word I say. However, despite my best efforts, none of these companies paid me. I'm not following any.
I really do want to know what he's wearing.
And no one but YouTube and my wife can veto this video. 10 products, 0 income, and that means this video is sponsored by Polycam. Oh, capitalism, you so crazy. Polycam is the app that turns any phone or camera into a high-res, feature-packed 3D scanner. Expires to the end of January 2023, and this video took way too long to make. Now that we paid the bills, let's see if any widget in this workshop is worth your paycheck. We're gonna go hard right from the start because nothing is harder than diamond. This is the Diamondback, a 3D printer nozzle tipped with synthetic polycrystalline diamond. Its manufacturer, US Synthetic, claims it can print any material forever, and I'm inclined to believe them. I've been using the same Olsen Ruby in my Prusa since 2018, and its tip still looks brand new. I can't see diamond being any less indestructible. But diamond isn't just the hardest mineral, it's the most efficient thermal conductor, over 20 times more effective than brass, and there are only 2 materials on Earth with lower coefficients of friction. As far as I know, you can't use either for a 3D printing nozzle. In the infrared camera, you can see the Diamondback's tip heat up almost immediately, and in the visible spectrum, note how filament almost refuses to stick. US
Graphene is probably
fewer jams,
the only
prints, and faster jobs,
strictly better carbon-based material.
Let's do some
maybe
temperature
material
tests.
in general.
I can do the best ones because I have all the filaments.
But that's for entirely different reasons than why diamond is so good.
CFHDPLA. This evil polylactic acid hangs up on the tiniest defects in the filament path and is loaded with authentic carbon fibers. It clogs nozzles so aggressively, I actually had to use a stand-in to get enough footage for the every filament video. I'm going to use that old Prusa with an 0.6mm Diamondback, and it came out perfectly on the first try. Now I look like an asshole for talking up this filament. Thanks, US Synthetic. Next, a friction test. Some filaments just love to curl back and stick to the nozzle, and they carbonize into a booger that detaches and ruins a print. Here is the worst case scenario. Fusion Filament's high temperature PETG, which prints at 280 Celsius, curls like my hair, and has an unusually high viscosity, like my hair. For extra punishment, let's switch on ironing, because I hate my printers. The results aren't perfect. This thing does have a couple of burnt blobs here and there. I don't really understand why the diamond has a matte finish. Like, wouldn't a polished finish keep crud from creeping its way up on the brass? Either way, these results are phenomenal. Here is what happened when I ran the exact same G-code, exact same filament, but through a brass Revo nozzle. Finally, a raw
diamond
test
is unbreakable.
high-speed PLA. I'm going to use an 0.8mm Volcano Diamondback 0.3mm layers starting at a print speed of 100mm a second, and we'll ratchet it up till something breaks. The word here is flow. We don't want the filament to seize even a tiny bit, even though we're pushing out like 30 cubic millimeters a second. I've fitted a smart filament sensor, which uses an encoder to halt the print if the filament stops moving for even
3D printing seems too complicated for me, honestly.
Impressively inconclusive. The tool changer's top printing speed is 200mm a second, and even at that rate, the filament never stopped moving. The flow never ended. The party never stopped. This Benchy took 22 minutes to make. It's my personal record, and if I had a Core XY machine that didn't have a half-pound tool head, I could absolutely beat it. I'm going to be honest, I am beyond impressed with these nozzles. The Diamondback is an instant noticeable upgrade. Set it and forget it. It makes your prints look better, it makes your printing more reliable, and it does all this even if you never use composites. Also, it's pretty. Look at the mirror polished brass, the watermark on the diamond. Every one of them has a laser engraved serial number. Even the container is gorgeous. Even the sticker is gorgeous. Our very first review gets an easy chef's kiss. If a $100 Diamondback fits your budget, I don't see why you would ever want anything else. Mwah! US Synthetic also sent this cool kit with samples of brass, steel, ruby, tungsten, and diamond, so we can see the thermal properties firsthand.
How much does a fucking disc of synthetic ruby like that cost? I need it.
I've decided to give this thing an entire episode because the
fact,
history,
you can make
science, and
lasers
importance of
from ruby.
polycrystalline diamond really deserves
I know
more
that,
than
but I
4.5
just want it for my
Hit
fucking
subscribe if you're
collection.
interested, and stay tuned if you're not, because our next item is a big old pile of mechanical keyboard stuff.
No
this care package
way.
comes from
Let's see. Buy raw lab grown ruby. Here's all the weird, gross-looking chunks.
Alright, I'm back. What the fuck did I miss?
I'm looking at how much it would cost to buy weird, lab-grown, little, gross little chunks of ruby.
Why do you want lab-grown ruby?
Well, I just want ruby in general.
Is there like a way to make people think it's not lab-grown?
Not really.
Like, can you lab-grown gems and then just sell them as the gems and not have to disclose they're lab-grown?
No, you can't, because the people who verify whether gems are lab-grown or not are so incredibly good at figuring out which ones are lab-grown and which ones are not.
Yeah, but like, why does it matter if it's lab-grown?
It doesn't.
That's my point.
It
Like,
only
should
matters
not
for
matter.
vanity.
Yeah, it literally should not matter. Oh, it was in a cave. Oh, it was in some dude's
My-
asshole. It does not matter. A ruby is a ruby.
My previous engagement ring was lab-grown alexandrite. It's the exact same material. Flame fusion grown ruby.
Wait, do they make rubies like they make meth?
Yeah, basically.
So wait, so the cops can go to bust a meth lab, but it turns out to be a ruby lab?
Well, the reason you wouldn't bust a meth lab for making rubies is because rubies require different chemicals.
Yeah, but it probably still stinks, and you're probably looking sus as fuck with all that lab equipment.
Nah.
Like, I still think a neighbor would call the cops and accuse you of having a meth lab.
I just want a big chunk of uncut lab-grown ruby. Hmm. $245 carats of rough ruby boule, genuine red corundum. 10 millimeters. This is kind of what I would want. This is not ruby. I don't know what it is, but it came sticky and covered in dye. This is not a genuine ruby. Fake, it's just dyed glass. Also smells of cheap dye. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this fucking picture and tell me this is a real rock and not just a piece of fucking Jolly Rancher.
Hey man, fuck you. Hustle's gotta hustle.
Yeah, they can hustle all they want, but they're not gonna get me. Can I just buy a whole fucking boule? I just want to buy a whole boule.
But why?
Because it's cool.
But why?
Because it's a ruby.
But why?
Because I'm a big fucking rock nerd.
It's your big bitch.
I'm gonna fight you, Reborn.
You know, 1v1 me on Minecraft, bitch? Let's fucking go. Come on.
No, I'm gonna 1v1 you in real life. I'm gonna activate the Aikido and fucking obliterate you.
What do you do? Fucking...
Never forget to activate the Aikido.
What do you do? What are you gonna do? Fucking say my name is Seamus and take a shot at my lord? Oh no, I'm so scared. Come on, bro. What is
that is my catchphrase. Hi guys, my name is Seamus.
Here's a shot of my lord.
Can I buy? Just let me buy the bool!
XVX, a Chinese supplier whose
I'll find
products are
one.
sold here under the
I'll
name
buy a
Lawmaker.
fucking bool.
Our first item is a desk
I
mat
won't
with
be
an
stopped.
ukiyo-e-inspired nautical motif. I really like the design, the quality is fine, the printing is bold, but it's got the XVX logo on it, the logo is fugly, and no keyboard snob would ever buy this. Congratulations to our first poop of product pointlessness. Yay? Next up, we have not one but 2 sets of keycaps that are not sorted in any way. Why do you do this to me? These are low-profile double-shot PBT caps for MX stems in your choice of black or white with shine-through legends. The spicy part is that these
I'm
are
toasting in
XVX's
40 minutes,
proprietary
Adam.
Horizon profile,
It's not midnight
a
for me.
swoopy, cylindrical thruple baby of OEM, XDA, and DSA. These things fit snugly, the spacebar is only a little bit of a banana, and the legends use a not Helvetica font that makes the whole Mirage look clean and modern. And they're also really, really comfy. I like these keys a lot. For 23 bucks, you get a 100% kit with some extras like an ISO enter key for, what do we call them? Europeans. Unfortunately, XVX doesn't sell any add-ons. No novelties, no spare modifiers, no nothing. So if your plank is any kind of exotic, you're gonna have to fill gaps with mismatched caps. Clack your hands for a very first silver medal of mediocrity. Finally, le piece de résistance, the XVX M84. This is a 10 kilo staggered mechanical board, and mine is in a splashy limited edition Japanesque livery. This thing features ergobleds, hot swap sockets, and wireless via a tiny magnetic dongle whose lifelong dream is to vanish forever into your backpack. The firmware and configurator are proprietary, but they don't force you to compile anything when you read that one key, so that's
No,
always
I
a
only
plus.
bought one
Speaking
bottle
of
of kava.
keys, they are also made of PBT, and they use a different proprietary profile, simply dubbed XVX. It's got an aggressive curve, plump rounded sidewalls, and a big ol' spherical finger dimple. I don't know if that's the term, but it is now. I love these keys too. They are super comfy, but unfortunately they are die subbed. The printing is real fuzzy, and my aggro clacking is gonna wear the legends right off. Also, these ergobleds are way too dim. These are the same reverse mount dealios as my Mirage, and I know for a fact this fat battery should be jamming out dump truck photons all night long. These caps are mounted on buttery smooth Gateron KS9 yellow linear switches, which are snapped into a surprisingly Gucci steel plate. It even has pre-lubed plate mount stabilizers, a surprising level of quality for a board of this class. The entire thing feels very solid and has a gentle, subdued feel and a very muted sound. If you're looking for thick thock, you're going to be 98.8% disappointed because the only key that delivers is the spacebar. Give me some spacebar thock. Give me another thock to make sure the first thock wasn't an accident. The M84 costs $90, and the Keychron V3, one of the best rated keyboards ever made, costs $85. Therefore, this gets the poop of pointless product. Also, did you notice the new Mirage enclosure? I redid them because the last one sucked. Speaking of poor planning, our next product is so fucking huge, it arrived on a pallet, and it was so hard to actually get into the workshop, I forgot to film myself busting it open. So here's a computer-aided reconstruction of the unboxing experience. Behold, the Carvera. That's the whole name, it's like McLovin. The Carvera by Makera is a desktop CNC mill that goes head-to-head with the Snapmaker from that time I tried to mill my own circuit boards. I'm gonna be honest, that was soft competition. The episode was a nightmare. The Carvera, on the other hand, is insanely sturdy, it ships fully assembled, and it weighs over 110 pounds. If you live in a 5-story walk-up and you buy this thing, you will literally die. Makera sent me the complete kit with all the trimmings, though I'm not going to review the rotary axis because there is a lot of stuff to cover. The accessory box is empty because I immediately dumped everything into a Gridfinity. I have a reputation to uphold here. The Carvera has a built-in laser engraver, air assist, vacuum filtration, lighting, touch plate, articulated arm to use an old phone as a controller, wireless leveling probe, and, drumroll please, a tool changer. This is the headline feature, and Makera did not half-ass it. A laser line measures the tools as they pass by, and it will stop the presses if you are missing a bit, fail a swap, or set yourself on a collision course. Unloading is aided by the spring-loaded dock that tightly grips a plastic collar, and a touch plate calibrates your new tool's length. Giggity. I tested this thing with over 100 swaps, and every single one went perfectly. This is a great feature. It's executed really well.
I don't understand what this product
useful
is.
For circuit boards, which call for engraving, drilling slots, and outlines. That is, as long as Carvera didn't screw anything else up. I started with Makera's tutorial project, a touch-sensitive lamp. This has you fab a PCB, mill a plastic base, route an aluminum electrode, and finally engrave an acrylic plate. All of the materials and tool paths are included, and they've thoughtfully packed spares, so if you f*** it up, you can get a do-over. If you order the PCB kit, you even get to take a break partway through to roll on some UV-sensitive solder mask and expose the pads with a special scraper bit. The circuit board came out rough, but it worked, and I think I just clamped the copper clad down wrong. It's a lot harder than it sounds. The other parts came out super crisp, even the aluminum, and the whole thing worked on the first try. I was genuinely surprised and impressed. I was suppressed.
That's pretty cool.
Before going further, there is an elephant in the room, and this workshop is not big enough to hold an elephant. I'm gonna kill an elephant, and I'm gonna do it in the workshop. Brooke, bring the bucket. Makera's software and instructions are fucking raw. You get libraries for some common cam tools, a third-party tool called Kirimoto, which works in your browser, it's kind of neat, and one page in the instruction manual. The problem is, while there are an abundance of third-party tools to prepare tool paths for CNC and laser cutters, these are way harder than 3D printing. It's a more technical process, it punishes mistakes harder, and the tools themselves just aren't designed as well as 3D slicers. A CNC and a laser needs painstaking, crystal clear step-by-step instructions for milling Gerbers, STLs, vector art, etc. And as it stands,
I don't know
if
what
you
any
don't
of
already
this
come into this with
means.
decent experience with these machines, this is going to be a boat anchor. Will they improve later? Probably, but it's not relevant. I judge products, not promises. It's expensive at $4,000 to $6,000, but the hardware is excellent. It's a very nice boat anchor. If Makera tightens up the controller and
They sent him this fucking $6,000 machine for free.
and they publish some better
Jesus
documentation,
Christ.
I can see this getting an easy chef's kiss. On the other hand, this is a Kickstarter product, and while the first units are shipping and updates are chugging, there's no guarantee backers will get the same quality as me, or anything at all. Pre-order at your own risk. I've decided not to rate it like a weasel. Not only do I want to keep an eye on the product and the company to let it find its footing, I would like to give this thing an entire episode. Honestly, I just kind of want to play with it some more. Well, it's cool. Between coordinating all the shipments, writing the first reviews of my career, and shooting so much B-roll, I probably put triple the work into this episode as usual. Do you know why I do it? For the money. Where's my stunt dollar?
For the
I'm gonna
money.
need somewhere to put it. Behold the GeoGrit hard-sided minimalist wallet. You might have seen these already. They advertise in a lot of YouTube channels, and they sent me one with a money clip and one with a cash strap, which is nice, because who isn't strapped for cash these days? Both of them are milled from aluminum billets, anodized coal black, bound together by silicone-lined elastic straps, and sprinkled with a heaping helping of tough guy American flavor. GeoGrit needs you to know this is a manly American product made by manly American men who want other manly men to know they're manly man American men.
Yes.
America.
Like me.
Right off the bat, these wallets are not minimalist. Even the cash strap model starts off chunkier than my fully loaded leather incumbent. My everyday EDC is a card holder made of the same plum-colored Spanish leather as my wedding shoes. My wife bought me the wallet, but unlike our love, it's beginning to wear out. I doubt that the aluminum will wear at all, though I am a little worried that the sharp edges will rip holes through the pockets of slobs who wear the same jeans for months on end. That is certainly not a problem I suffer from, no siree. As for the wallets, they're nice, yeah. Good build quality, handsome piano black finish. a tremendous number of black oxide screws, which I'm sure are completely necessary. The usability is there. These little chamfers let you ram your cards home without taking the wallet out of your pocket, and this generous thumb hole makes it easy to squeeze them back out. Though you can't really peel off one card at a time, you have to kind of shove them all out at once. GeoGrit makes a lot of noise about RFID blocking, and while I'm a little skeptical about the threat profile of having your wallet skimmed, it's made of metal, and metal blocks RFID. Aluminum, he mansplained, is metal. I found you can actually push a card far enough out to switch the RFID back on, which is a pretty handy hidden feature for mass transit users. Sadly,
I do that with my regular ass wallet. What?
Men only travel by horseback, F-350 dually, and airboat. That last one...
Oh, hold on. Did that guy just say that he doesn't think that, like, RFID blocking is worth it?
No, he doesn't think that having your wallet skimmed is a real threat. I do.
Oh no, like, fucking Mythbusters was gonna do an episode at that, but they were like, oh no, the information is too dangerous for us to release this to the public.
Which means it's fucking bad.
Oh, well, no, because you can do it up to a range of 100 feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, the range on those shits are insane. That's the
That's
fucking issue.
crazy.
You can just get fucking everybody in the store's credit card information, and it just be like that.
I'm very glad I have an RFID blocking wallet.
Yes.
Very, very good to
It
have.
is exclusive to Florida, man.
And when I need to get on the train, I just push my card up a half inch with my little thumb hole.
Are going to get a lot less value out of the lifetime warranty. To test the capacity, I went to the ATM and withdrew my PPP loan. I managed to cram
My
20 bills under the
PPP
cash
loan.
strap, but the money clip could barely contain a mere $10 million. As for the cards, GeoGrit claims this holds a dozen, and, well, it technically does. The whole package now looks like the Blueberry Girl from Willy Wonka. Here's the sand in the beach pizza. The moving parts are elastic, and if any of them go slack, the wallet is toast.
Yep.
So stay tuned to the very end to see if we end up with a hot dog hallway situation. I am going to preemptively give GeoGrit's aluminum wallet the silver medal of mediocrity, even though it barely holds enough singles for 15 minutes at Femboy Hooters. Our next package is from Seed
15
Studio,
minutes
and
at Femboy Hooters.
I don't know what the this is going to be. They didn't tell me they were sending me anything. Oh, it's a giant version of this seam board I used in the Mirage. I've never actually worked with Seed Studio, but those episodes have probably sold so many Zhao RP 2040s. This is delightful. I love big versions of small things. I love small versions of big things. I love my dogs. That's why I was overjoyed when Pet Toy said they would send me the Bittle. The Bittle is a little robotic German Shepherd, barely 10 centimeters tall, that packs 9 servos, a custom driver board, 2 wireless modules, and Good Boy certification. The kit should have been very easy to assemble, but it took me over 6 hours because I didn't read the instructions and I had to start over 3 times. Pet Toy markets this little guy as a science toy for kids, and out of the box, your vile progeny can make it walk, call up a few preloaded tricks, program in some new ones, or start from scratch in Arduino. Like all toys of its kind, you should only buy this if your kid wants to program it, not just use it, because out of the box, it's really just a funky RC car. You should also take that kid to therapy because a desire to code is not natural. The controller board itself uses the easy to program but dust fartingly ancient Atmega 328P and supplements it with a PWM controller, motion sensor, Raspberry Pi interface, and a bunch of unused servo slots, as well as these 4-pin Grove tail stemma things. I don't think I've ever used one of these in my life. There's plenty of headroom for modding, but we are going to use this purebred powered pupper as is because Pet Toy made the mistake of asking me to program in some tricks. One of my earliest freelancing jobs had me code up a dancing robot's new groove, and that taught me a lesson that's still relevant today. Robot programming tools are bullshit. Pet Toy's Skill Composer is a Python script so intensively janky, calling it a program creates unrealistic expectations. The how-to guide is word salad, the workflow is baffling, and it regularly locks up till you give the terminal window a good old spanking. It also made my PC's case lighting flicker every time I
Female
uploaded the new trick.
G-string boy.
Yeah, I find this whole thing
I'll have you know, Adam, that
spectacular,
was a
though this
male
one makes dads
G-string
feel
I was
very
wearing.
stupid when that kid starts asking questions. But once I got the knack, it only took about half an hour to teach Biddle to high five, and for reference, training Rob to do that took weeks. The built-in gyroscope, beefy servos, and low center of gravity make this a very forgiving robot to mess around with. In fact, it was a challenge to make it deliberately flip over on his back for tummy time. Rob taught me that trick. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, Rob's a good boy. Millie's not a good boy. Millie's a good girl. 3 things disappointed me about the hardware. The head has a servo to turn it side to side, but not to open and close the jaw, meaning Biddle ain't fetching The tail doesn't have any motor at all, and I want my robots to be happy robots. Finally, the product pics show Biddle carrying a little bone, but mine did not come with one. I am boneless. $300, Biddle is expensive, but not compared to other toy robots. It doesn't really do that much out of the box, but neither do other toy robots. The tools and docks are awkward, so are other toy robots. I'm just going to award a poop of product pointlessness to the entire category of toy robots. Parents, you don't need fancy science kits to turn your kids into makers. Put a cardboard box in the living room, tell them not to touch it, and by the time you finish your rosé, they'll have a whole cinematic universe. Next up is the 3D filament people kept asking about in my last Gridfinity video. The time has arrived. This is Tech Sonar co-extruded PLA, and they sent 4 flavors. Red, blue, matte, blue, green, silk, purple, green, bronze, and red, green, blue. That's right, people. RGB filament has arrived. Witness my true form, the RGB ZACK. Co-extruded filament creates a gorgeous gradient effect that looks like shifting holographic hues, but it's not actually chameleon filament. Different faces and extruder movements end up coming out in contrasting colors, and it's just a stunning effect that looks great on camera. I really like this silk version because it does a nice job of catching the light. I ran off Methlon's girder style adjustable light for Gridfinity, and even though, you know, like all silk filaments, the surface quality is a little meh. Every facet just goes crazy with a riot of color. This is, without a doubt, the single nicest Gridfinity item I have ever seen. Tech Sonar picks some really nice color schemes. Purple green copper makes anything look like glorious Art Nouveau bronze. Blue red matte is this dramatic jagged light and shadow effect. RGB is the RG best. And the green blue colorway adds this subtle futuristic sheen, one of the finest sheens there is. If you really want a treat, pick a funky infill pattern like Hilbert curve or concentric and witness the magic. All in all, the filament's fine. I never jammed or tangled, though it did start to snap as I approached the end of the spool. Not sure if that's this brand, because it also happens with other silks. The color combos are bold, the print quality is whatever, the spools are cardboard, and at $35 a kilo, it drinks Matter Hacker's Quantum Milkshake. It's no Prussiament, but Prussiament doesn't have built-in bisexual lighting. This is the very definition of the silver medal of mediocrity. I compared this with Prussiament. Prusa printers are orange, and here's the Orange Pi 800. Call me Dean Kamen, because I got segues for days. Let's point out the obvious. The Orange Pi 800 copied the Raspberry Pi 400's homework and didn't even change the font. But being a ripoff isn't necessarily a bad thing, he said in the video he ripped off. As of November 2022, there has been almost a complete shortage of Linux Raspberry Pis for over a year. And the Pi Foundation recently jumped off and now canceled by giving an honorary job to an ex-cop than blocking people who called out their jingoism. Folks want affordable Pis, but they are starting to lose their patience, and the competition is getting better and better. The Raspberry Pi 400 and Orange Pi 800 are weird-shaped single-board computers stuffed into laptop-style chiclet keyboards. My Pi 400 is permanently glued into a Cyberdeck. I wish it looked like this out of the box. And I'm fairly sure I could do this with the Orange Pi too. I won't though. The X100 is a very weird form factor. The idea is that like regular Pis are components that you put in your projects, but these things are personal computers that you like use as computers. When a troll tells your kid he'll get free V-Bucks if he runs rm-rf/star, you can just reflash an SD card and the only thing lost is your hope for an easy retirement. The OPi 800 has the same magic keyboard style thing as the RPi 400 in almost the same layout on almost the same chassis with almost the same dimensions and almost the same speed holes on the underbelly. The badonkadonk is where things get badonka different. The RPi 400 has 2 micro HDMI ports, 40-pin GPIO, and a Kensington lock to keep British lads from nicking they school's hardware. The Orange Pi 800 has the older style 26-pin header, a full-size HDMI port, and oddly VGA. That's kind of weird. The Orange Pi also has a built-in speaker and a headphone jack, while its rapacious counterpart has no audio in or out whatsoever. I'll tell you what's missing. A mouse, dual-mode DisplayPort USB-C, and a cooling fan. Here's why this matters. The Orange Pi 800 is packing the Rockchip RK3399, an all-in-one system on a chip designed for tablets that's a really solid performer, if a little creaky at like 6 years old. It's the exact same chipset as the computer I'm wearing right now, and with 6 cores, a GPU, and peripherals out the wazoo, it should be capable of doing most real-world tasks with most peripherals. But by being stingy with the ports and the thermal management, Orange Pi buried the chip's spiciest features like its speed, and the ability to send power and video over one cable, basically all the stuff that makes it good under this paltry set of ports and these stupid scissor switches. I am selling the keyboard a bit short. It's much better than it looks. The Orange Pi 800 has a noticeably clickier tactility than the RPi 400's matrix of mush. Really, the only problem is the backspace key. It feels gritty, it binds up, and if your finger slips, you hit the power button. If you're wondering, you can't use these things as standalone keyboards. There's no USB device port. The USB-C is just for power. Speaking of, unlike the 400, the Orange Pi 800 includes a power supply. This is the way. The whole use an old phone charger thing was cute, but these are powerful chips. Unless your phone charger provides 4 amps, the RPi is going to nickel and dime you. Your phone would have to be the size of a surfboard. The Orange Pi 800 comes standard with 64 gigabytes of built-in eMMC storage, which comes factory installed with Orange Pi's orange-flavored Ubuntu distro. In a real pencil and nose maneuver, you can't open the start menu with the keyboard, which is a baffling oversight for a product that's a keyboard. Look, this thing should have just come pre-installed with Android 12. Rockchip's first-party distro is zippy, it's fully navigable by keyboard, which I've been doing this whole time, and it can run the games you wanted the computer for in the first place. It's been fun to play around with this thing, but let's get down to orange tacks. What's the point? Why do these exist? It's too complex for kids, it's too finicky for grown-ups, you'll catch fire if you stream video, it's too big to leave in your project, and you need to bring your own mouse, outlet, and monitor. I award the Orange Pi 800 and the Raspberry Pi 400 the poop of pointless products by technical knockout. Also, what the f*** is an Orange Pi? A bread bowl full of marmalade? I'd like to show you the next product, but I'm running out of steam and I need your psychic energy. Find a comfortable place to sit, close your eyes, and imagine your essence like pinpricks of pure light flowing through your body. Gently guide them up your legs, down your neck, across your heart, through your arm, and finally into your finger as you press the like and subscribe buttons. Namaste. This is the Crowbot Bolt by Elecro, an ESP32 based RC car robot thing. Elecro sent this on the condition that I show you their swag, which was too weird a request to refuse, so here you go. Here's a notebook, flaccid, pen, it's not the clicky kind, and their laser cut logo, acrylic, it smells like. Some pretty neat decals. Ooh, separate foil letters. Maybe this was like a stealth plug for their laser cutting service. Elecro has this kind of Seed Studio contract manufacturing on the cheap thing going on. Yeah, anyways, this is one of their first party products and they market it as an educational kit for kids. But let me tell you, it is none of the above. The curriculum is light on content and drenched in so much high-density English, I think it was written by actual crows.
We're good.
The whole educational bit
I just
feels
checked
like
everything.
half-assed.
It seems like it was a cat.
Hollow and just left to rot like an abandoned zany brainy at a strip mall. Also, no child should ever be given anything like this, and allow me to show you why.
Alright, boys. I'm fucked up. I'm gonna go to sleep. Happy New Year, Seamus. I know I'm dipping out 19.
Karaoke! Alright, Happy New Year, Reborn. You're gonna miss the toast, but I will see you
karaoke
soon.
The actually pretty nice laser cut chassis, batteries, ergoblades, speaker, gear motors, lots of sensors, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. And it even includes this little info remote. Second,
no, a cat didn't break in. I heard like weird fucking like yelling noises. And I didn't want to, I don't know. I heard like yelling coming from out of this window. So I went to the kitchen and I took a little peek out the back door. I didn't see anything, and then I went and checked the bedroom, and it's all fine. It's probably just a cat.
I spent all this time silent, trying to prepare, make sure I knew what I was going to be singing.
Wow.
Reborn, Reborn's like, no, I'm gonna go to sleep, even though it was my idea.
Could have
to
been
do
a
karaoke.
Could have been a raccoon or Sid. No, it couldn't have been Sid. He doesn't have keys.
How do you know?
Because I have his keys.
He could have made a copy.
That's true.
It's my headcanon. It was Sid.
It was probably Sid.
Still gonna punch Reborn though.
Let's see. What do we want to look at?
What am I even doing here if not karaoke? What is my life?
What do we want to look at? Ooh, clip-on joystick for keyboards. That's pretty cool.
I could have been commentating on this tech that you were looking at.
You could have been commentating on that tech I was looking at. I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at.
Instead, I was uselessly preparing for something that didn't happen.
Amazing. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We got a gym meme.
A well-known Sydney bodybuilder has died after collapsing in a sauna in Thailand. Doctors say the 23-year-old had an undiagnosed heart condition, but some say a growing obsession
I
with
have
body image
life
is
goals.
Kim Jong.
Yes.
Or is that the interview Kim Jong Un?
That's regular Kim Jong Un.
That's regular Kim Jong Un. You can tell by the footage. Yeah.
By the way that it is. Korea now.
If one other oh wait, no, that was something stupid. Never mind.
Hey going guys, you're with Ziz and you're listening to New World Sounds with Chess Bra. You guys Myron? A few sardines in there.
Oh.
That's beautiful. Get the cottage cheese. How about another egg? Why not put some cottage cheese in there as well?
No, stop.
Woo!
Woo! No, stop.
Thanks, bro. Myron, bro. I'll give you more reason to buy now, bro. Everyone has a little bit of Ziz in them.
People with that body are so odd looking.
It's just the yeah.
Because professional bodybuilders look more like that. Obviously, they look more like
those are strong men. It's different.
Oh, you're right. It's different. Strongman and bodybuilder is different.
Wow.
I feel like having that like ingrown stomach that like the real bodybuilders have
Are you
is something
talking
that they
about
would not want to have though.
No, that's called doing a vacuum. That's a pose, not a permanent thing.
Oh.
It's a very specific kind of sucking in your gut.
Oh.
It's actually really hard to do. That's why they do it so much.
Oh, I could suck in my gut better than you.
Is it really
Yes.
that important to get to be as lean as Helmut Strubble? Is it really that important to get to be as lean as Jeff Cavalier?
Shredded, bro. Yeah.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
time to talk one-on-one with everyone here. Listen carefully, bros. This is the revolution.
The proletariat.
The proletariat. But they have nothing to lose but their gains.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having Andrew Tate's body.
Of course not. Andrew Tate is...
He's ripped.
Yeah, he's ripped. I wouldn't say he's roided out, but he's ripped.
See, there's two idols for bodybuilders, right? You have the power lifters who idolize Kriakos Grizzly, whose weight is full and whose power is just fucking limitless. This man could kill you with a single strike. He is ridiculously fucking strong. And then there's Ziz. And Ziz is the fucking bodybuilder guy. But he's not just like a bodybuilder. He was a whole cultural moment. He doesn't stand a chance against Grizzly, though. Grizzly would eat him. Okay. Be right back.
Gohan! What a powerful
Gohan!
Dad has been training hard, even while he's in the other world.
Oh, he's ugly.
Gohan! What a
Gohan.
He doesn't look like that different from Gohan.
He doesn't really look that different because they have the same fucking face.
Well, yeah, they're father and son. It wouldn't look that different. He just looks like uglier Gohan is what he looks like.
Their fingers aren't touching.
Wow, that's just pathetic.
What is their name? Hanku? Gohan? Everyone's commenting on the fucking fingers. Gokan?
Gokan.
You'd fuck Fusion Goku Gohan? Wouldn't that be incest?
Well,
Here, catch.
No, because he's not part of Goku's family.
Yeah, but you're having sex with someone who is literally, like,
well-known
sharing a
Sydney
body
bodybuilder
with their
has
dad.
died
I don't know, man. I don't want to think about that.
I don't want to think about that. Yeah, adult Gohan's like
Adult
17.
Gohan isn't an adult. The version of Gohan found in the Buu Saga is a teenager. He's going to high school and is 16 years old, since the Buu Saga takes place before Gohan's 17th
Wait, that's close enough to
These
an
tough
adult,
mistakes have been
right?
getting
Close enough,
corrected
yeah.
in official media, though. Cell Saga Gohan is now called Youth instead of Teen, Buu Saga Gohan is called Teen instead of Adult, and DBS Gohan is also called Teen. The 20 or 21-year-old married man with a child and a full-time job is somehow a teenager. At least adult.
Read receipts on, they will intentionally not open your message until they feel like responding. So
I don't think you guys understand. Some people are professionals at reading unread messages. Does that make sense? Right? You can send them a message and they can say marked
How does that
unread
work?
for 5 months, but they already know
You can read it from the notification without it being marked as
what
read.
the message says. They find a way to read it, right? Especially now.
Oh,
before
right.
people would
I mean,
just,
yeah,
they
I
would
do that
open
all
the
the
message,
time,
but they would
actually.
turn off
I don't know
all
why
the
I was
cellular
confused for a
data,
moment.
so it doesn't register as it's even opened. So they can see what it says and then turn on the registered data and then it marks as unread. But now Apple has that update
Yeah, I
where
like
you can
this
just
guy.
hold down the messages after you read them and just mark them as unread. You know what I mean? And that's the benefit
Wow.
of having, a good phone instead.
All right, I'm gonna start getting ready for my toast. Let me get my my wine out. All right. We got us some wine. This is the 2017 Juve Cava. You know, we like this wine. It's a good wine, actually. This is not a... It's like a mid-range bottle. I didn't like splurge, but it's better than what I could have gotten if I just didn't give a shit, you know?
Are you more of a dry or a sweet wine?
I drink anything. Also, I threw my wine glass in the freezer. So that's good for this. Oh, that's really weird. My bit rate's all fucked up. It's like falling. Are you guys, is the stream coming in okay? Is there any like interruptions? Is there any like, is it getting chunky for y'all?
Pretty sure you're fine. Not that I've been paying particular attention to your actual stream through rate.
Okay. Yeah, it's just I'm seeing some fuckiness over on the fucking thing, so I'm just wondering. Is it working?